What's good, everybody? Off the Menu Podcast, episode 104. I'm here with my brother, my co-host, Tay.
Hello, everyone.
And we have a very special guest, Denzyl Joson. Photographer, film creator, entrepreneur, business owner, creator, you name it. He's a big stepper, go-getter, going crazy. Man, and more importantly, it's gonna be quick for you. Technical support in the back, Sifu Ying. Hell yeah, soldier.
I can't find the applause ones. Oh, they're all moved. Oh, there they are.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go. Man, I feel like it's been so long.
You called in sick last week. Huh?
Whoa! I was babysitting. Man. I wasn't really babysitting. I just had to be home.
Calling in sick. Everyone's calling in sick, y'all. I'm the only one standing right now. I'm the only one left standing.
Stand 10 toes.
She's standing on business.
All right, but this episode 104 Off the Menu Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are going to be taking it a little slow going forward with the podcast. We are in a transitional phase of finding a new office space. And also moving ourselves. So just bear with us. We're going to be trying the one episode a week out. And yeah, just becoming a regular podcast. Doing us still, but if you guys are trying to hit us up in the DMs, you guys have to understand why now is that we can't really take on too many people anymore.
Yeah.
Which has been our biggest selling point is that we've had so many amazing guests though.
Yeah.
I think over 90 amazing guests. Let's say, no, not 90. Let's say 80 something. 80 something for sure.
Yeah, 80 for sure. Because we've had a handful of us, just us four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think roughly we have like maybe 10 to 15 episodes together.
But everybody just doing different creative, dope shit, being a boss, like all that sweet stuff. So keep doing your thing and we'll be here, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah. But we have a pop-up coming up here. I think we're going to be doing it at Cooperative on the 24th. Let me double check that with the CEO. Or actually, I can just check my calendar real quick.
24th?
Yep, August 24th at Cooperative in Orem, 11 to noon to 7.
Back to school shopping.
Back to school shopping.
Nice.
Come and kick it with us. Come and get something. I think we're releasing a cardigan, so stay tuned for that.
Nice.
Cardigan.
Yeah, some back to school type stuff, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
On that scholarly type shit.
I don't got any cardigans in my closet.
Oh, you haven't seen the one, huh?
I haven't been here. Like, I haven't even been here.
Calling sick, dude.
Come on, bro. I haven't been here for like 2-3 weeks, honestly. I mean, I was here last weekend, but like it was just a quick.
Last time Brandon Sly?
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Damn, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Didn't even notice. He's off. He's off right now.
He leaves today. He left today.
He left today.
Yeah.
Congratulations, B Sly.
B Sly.
He's going to be out there. Make sure you guys are following him as well so you guys can see updated content. We're going to go ahead and try to catch some games even though they're in a different country.
Yeah, that time zone.
Yeah.
But he'll be fire.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and get to the episode. We'll start off for the viewers. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Of course.
It's a pleasure to be in a space where we can, I love what you guys are doing for the community first. I want to give my hats off to you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for bringing the community together, that everybody needs more of that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, my name is Denzyl. I'm a creator out here in Salt Lake City. I grew up here from Rose Park. So for me, I love creating, man. I love anything artistic, especially if it has anything to do with music.
Right.
I used to dance. I like making films, everything. I like making music. I used to make music too. But I think one thing that's circulated around all the creative things that I do is really just the music. Mm-hmm. I love the vibes of the energy of what music can bring. So
yeah, music is able to put so many people in one spot because of the sound of something, and then relate with other people because of music. And I agree with you. That's something that's like music. When people say music saved their lives, like I get that. Like it's 100% because I would not be where I am without music at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Easily I can say about like, if it was anything about me was like 40% of me was the music I was listening to for sure. Like personality, the people I was trying to hang out with and all that stuff. Like when I finally started growing into my own, I started realizing what kind of music I liked. I was like, okay, I need to find people that also like the same music so we can do stuff together.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was a transitional phase for me where like it was like gangster rap, old school music like my parents were listening to. But then I think like in 2000 when I started discovering music myself, you know, shout out to On Demand.
Yeah, I forget. You guys were watching
shout out
music videos and
Comcast.
shit. Yeah.
Comcast On Demand, dude. Xfinity
Yeah.
On
Mix.
Demand. Yeah. No, they had all the music videos on there.
Yep.
I tell the story too all the time. It's just like we used to print out the lyrics and from the library, go home, read that, and then like each of us would have a verse on something, or each of us start singing. Like in the end, Linkin Park, I can sing that all the way through. Or Hip Hop Saved My Life by Lipe Fiasco, I can sing that all the way through.
No,
Yeah.
for real. I remember my dad would have like these books that he'd get from the Philippines. It's like songbooks, you know, like lyrics to all the popular music so that you don't gotta go print it out yourself and stuff like that.
That's tight.
It's crazy.
No, that's
he had
tough.
like 4 or 5 books because my dad, I think I get it from my dad because he's a musician. He plays the guitar. He sings a lot.
Okay.
Beautiful voice. I think that's how he got my mom, to be honest. So, no, I'm sure it's how he got my mom.
Serenaded her.
Exactly.
That's funny.
That's big in the Philippines.
Are you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you first generation?
Yeah.
So you okay? When did your parents move here?
They moved here. My mom moved here when she was like 17.
Okay.
And then my dad went here when he was 22 or 23.
Did they meet here?
No, they met over there.
Okay.
What's it called? They kind of conceived me in the Philippines, and then my mom just took me to the United States and like, hey, U.S. citizen, let's go. You know, it's a life hack.
So
back then.
you were born there? Like
No, I was born
No,
here.
he was
Okay.
conceived there,
okay,
born
conceived,
here.
Born here.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that way when he was born here, he was already
Born,
American.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any siblings? Were you first?
Yeah, I got a little brother.
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
He just graduated high school, so
Oh,
it's very interesting seeing him go through that journey of life because we were all there. You
Yeah.
guys had little siblings,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like-
don't.
He's
I was
the youngest.
Oh, you're the youngest?
I got
was
3
youngest.
younger ones.
Yeah.
but seeing them go through whatever you went through,
Yeah.
it's like I try my best not to be like that, like a dad, like another dad to him. Because but like I'm excited to share. Like, bro, when I was in your age, when I was in your shoes, type shit. Like, I was doing this, I was doing, don't do this, don't do that. But I feel like everybody got to go through it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially him.
Their own experience for sure.
And it's honestly kind of nice being the older one and then watching that because you get to make sure they don't follow the same steps as you. I was a badass kid. I talk about it all the time. I was hella bad. I was bad as a teenager. I was bad as an adult. Like, but they got to see all that and they knew not to do those things.
Yeah.
Right. But then
Yeah.
those things also taught me how to become an adult and how to act around people.
Right.
So after that, I just became really observant, and now you can talk to me about anything because I kind of relate to
Right.
most things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. Are you the oldest or?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 92. 92, guys. You guys hear that?
Yeah. Damn, he's old. Denzyl, let's get to you. And I mean, you started off as a photographer, right?
Yeah, I started out doing photography.
Yeah.
So I started photography in like high school, to be honest, like off
Yeah.
photography class.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the whole purpose why I wanted to do it was so I could skip school. Right. I was a bad kid in high school too, but it was one of those classes where you could go off campus and
Do a project, right?
do a project.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can bring back some bullshit work. But for me, like I enjoyed my time out there. I was alone. I would have some friends with me
Right.
if we go on shoots or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
But I took a lot of photos. Like
Right.
everything I took a photo of because I saw my mom and my dad do that. So growing up, I had seen a lot of these photos in photo books from my parents of my life. And I just loved how I was able to recollect the moment,
Yeah.
be back in that same exact space, feel those exact feelings, even if I don't remember that stuff. It'd be like photos of me when I was 3 years old. I'd be looking at these photos and I'd feel something.
Right.
So when I took those, when I was in high school taking these photos, I try to do the same thing, mixed within that little like rebellious mindset of it, But
Yeah.
I didn't think much of it until my photography teacher told me like, "Yo, keep on shooting," because he saw that I shot a lot, and most of the other kids in my photography class didn't shoot a lot. They take a couple photos here and then, but I come back with 1,000 photos on my SD card. Even if it was just like random ass bullshit,
Yeah.
you're training your eye. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
told me. He's like, you're training your eye.
To see these moments. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you have to purchase a camera? Did they provide a camera for you, or did you like?
So they had cameras that they could provide for me,
Uh-huh.
but the thing was, my dad had a camera. It was a Nikon D3100 with a kit lens, kit everything.
Sounds
so
amazing.
So very basic consumer camera. So
Oh, okay.
That's like the dad camera. That's why my dad had it.
Okay.
You get that from Costco for like a good affordable price, but
Okay.
that's what gave me the advantage too. Is I had a camera to use at home. you know?
So you didn't have to leave it. You could just take pictures whenever you wanted to take pictures.
Exactly. But yeah, photos became like a heavy part of my life during that time because I was in high school. Like as soon as I found out I wasn't going to be the valedictorian my freshman year because I had a D in art. Like I had A's and everything. I had A's all the way up to my third term of my freshman year. I had a D in art.
Okay.
And then I talked to my counselor. What are my chances of becoming valedictorian at now? Like, they're like, damn. So that's been my goal ever since like elementary school, middle school, and then my first year of high school. You know, you're trying to grind it out. So I was just like, fuck. You know, it's like shifted your whole course, and then I didn't know how to deal with it at the time. So I just kind of rebelled, chose socialization over education.
Oh, really?
You focused on friends, focused on kind of like, I think I was definitely looking for validation through other people, you know, because I couldn't validate myself through my educational like aspect.
Younger days, for sure.
So I found it through friends, smoked a lot in high school, shit like that, you know.
Right.
Like I said, I went to photography class to skip class. So that's how you know I was trying to get out of every class, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, the classes that resonated with me during the time was art classes, except for painting. Fuck painting.
The one class that changed everything.
Yeah, it was painting. Fuck painting. I respect everybody who paints, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's hard, man. Like they expect you
hard.
Can't even
to.
imagine. Yeah.
They were expecting me to do like some crazy shit, but
Some Mona Lisa type shit.
Yeah, and
in
I'm
the
like-
freshman year.
yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I can't do that. But it was fine. You know,
Right.
it brought me to where I am.
Mhm.
So
And so you say photography brought you to where you are in a sense now. You said you want to create films and you want to create a movie. Like, how did you transition to that? Like, how did everything?
Yeah. When did photography
Yeah.
become videography?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as I continued to pursue photography, right, it actually started when I had my first clothing brand out. So I started my first business when I was 16. It was a clothing brand called Fuku. I printed my own shirts. I went to LA, got some blanks, and I would make my own shirts, document everything on my Instagram, and I'll sell it on my Instagram and social media. Like I said, I was focused on the social aspect of school, so that gave me a huge advantage when it came to making this business. So I knew everybody, you know, like I tell everybody, hey, you repost this on your story, do this, do that, you know, comment, like, share, whatever it is, you know. I just asked everybody's support, you know, and through that, I started doing more detailed photo shoots, you know, more structured photo shoots, and then that brought this interest from my cousin who does videography out in California. He invited me to go do some work with him during the summer. That's that next summer, or that same summer where I started my clothing brand, and we started building out there. He'd invite me to his shoots out in California. It was dope because he'd have some really cool clients. He'd have like the NFL as one of their clients. We'd do some of their combines and shit like that. We'll do some clothing brands, some barbers. So that's where he started doing social media early social media, you know? So I started learning and seeing the videos, the process of videos through him. And I remember one of these projects that I did, it was, we had a Lamborghini drive in the valley in Malibu. And it was a very like, oh, call sheet is this. This is the times we got to be here. This is the production assistant. This is the producer, director. Here's the photographer. There's a lot of roles that were being played, and I was just so fascinated by how much it took to create one single project. That's where I was like, you know what? There's so many different things that you can add with videos that you can't with photos.
Right.
I want to start making videos because, like I said, I love music. You know, I used to dance. I was in a dance company in high school too. So I had this, I love music, right? So you got the whole aspect of music that you could add with videos, and then a photo is worth 1,000 words. So imagine there's 60 frames, 30 frames in a second of a movie or a video.
Yeah.
Imagine how many words are being told now.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that whole aspect of videos. You have the ability to do much more, right? Because whenever I posted a photo back then, I was just telling myself, man, I want to shoot like I'm a shutterbug. That's what my photography teacher called me. He called me a shutterbug because I took 1,000 photos. And from that 1,000 photos, I picked probably like 30, 40, 50 photos, right? But you can only upload 10 photos on Instagram. So I was just like, I felt blocked off for a little while. So I was like, oh, videos. All right, let's make some videos. And yeah, it started snowballing, you know. Started snowballing into just different projects, different ways that I could use videos. Like for example, it would be short films. Then from short films, I did music videos. Then from music videos, social media, gym videos. You know, you just explore everything when you're in the video. Like if you're making videos, you're at one point going to explore every single
like avenue that you can, or every niche.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely like a big thing to get into, you know, like transitioning from photography to videography isn't too far off because you have the same eye for it. But it's now placing things into a position like, okay, how do I turn this photo into a video now? Or how would I do that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so with photography, you know, there's a composition rule. It's the rule of thirds. And the same thing with videography. What I find really interesting though is as soon as I started, like I would say like around this time, I've increased my videography and photography like ability to a whole nother level because I've been more consistent with it this past year or two. Back then it was just like, oh, I'm just dabbling with it, you know, like, oh, it's extra money during this time, extra money during that time. But I wasn't really as consistent with it as I am now. But growing up, it's like doing videography back then, there's all these different aspect ratios, you know, that you have to conform with because back then it was 4:5, the Instagram post back, or even a square, right? Or even like a horizontal post. Those are like the main content that you would post back then. Now everything's like 9:16. So you got to adjust your composition based upon like what it is that is current with the trends, you know? I've been seeing a lot of horizontal videos go back into like become a trend again though too.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot lately too, is that it's because people before when they were posting horizontal, it was just going straight across your phone, right? So your phone's like this, a rectangle, but it's going the short way. Now people are uploading the longer way by a 9:16, but it's horizontal. So now you're having to turn your phone. That's what I'm seeing a lot of content creators do now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then they put like the tilt your phone.
Yeah.
Put a little animation before the video starts. But yes. Yeah. Videography's been great for me. You know, I've been running my own digital agency now for past 6 months. And I've been offering social media services to a lot of businesses, mainly restaurants and stuff, because my mom, she owns a restaurant. Shout out Janice Filipino Cuisine. If you haven't tried Filipino food yet, Janice Filipino Cuisine. It's my mom's kitchen. We're serving our local community in Rose Park. You know, that's where we served our community ever since. She used to sell out of her house, but now she's got a kitchen in a cloud kitchen. So it's nice. If you're trying to open up a restaurant too, go to a cloud kitchen. Like it's the easiest way to try out a restaurant because you don't have to buy all the seats, all the upfront costs of what it takes to build a restaurant. You could just rent out a kitchen. All you got to do is buy your stove, your fridge, your fryers, whatever, whatnot, and pay rent monthly. Yeah. If it doesn't work, then you don't got to pay rent the next month. Just leave, take your stuff out.
Just take your stuff out.
It's hard though. It's hard when people try. Like, there's a lot of things that you got to do with opening up a restaurant in a cloud kitchen because people think, oh, it's gonna bring in people, but cloud kitchens aren't even that popular right now. So like people don't know much about it. So if you're not doing marketing yourself, not a lot of people are gonna know about your cloud kitchen.
Yeah, it was definitely a heavy thing during COVID. Everyone had to, you know. And then I was watching everyone from New York, everyone from LA, like how are they doing? That's when like the influx of backyard kitchens, you know, became really popular. You know, especially in those cities like LA because of the weather. Yeah. You can open up a restaurant but from your backyard year round.
Yeah, it was after COVID, but there's a place on DoorDash, dude, that I would get food from. They would have tom kem. It's like Korean or like Japanese, but like for us, it's tom kem. And I would get it from them. I can't remember what it's called, dude, but I'd try to find location, bro, and it's not there. Like, it's not there. And I'm like, damn, I think it's like Angry Chicken or something like that.
Oh,
Angry Chicken?
You know, that was our neighbor. That was our neighbor in our cloud kitchen.
See, there you go. Yeah, Angry Kitchen. I'm pretty sure our Angry Chicken.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You want to know something about them? They stopped paying their rent because, this whole thing with the kitchen is like they are expecting us to pay a ridiculous amount of rent when they're not doing anything to market the kitchen. That's why I said, it's hard to make money if you're not doing as much marketing. But yeah, he wanted to start this whole class action lawsuit, like saying, oh, they're making us pay an absurd amount for rent when they're not helping us get any sales at all or whatnot. But what was cool about Angry Kitchen and what they were doing was they opened late, like very late.
Yeah, it was late ass hours.
Yeah, like you get order from their place at like 3 a.m.
Oh God, yeah, I was. Yep.
But that was the beauty of the cloud kitchen, But the thing is, it's like it's so the need for it here in Salt Lake City is very small. Well, at least for now.
Yeah, for now. I think when the city, I don't know. I think I can see it booming really quick just because of how fast the city is growing and how big this state is growing. But it's I don't know. It worries me, honestly. It worries me how things are going to turn out.
Why?
Because it's really I was reading an article and I think it was Salt Lake Tribune, and this is like a money hub, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of work here. There's a lot of money here. But I think they're disregarding the fact of like coals and emissions and of the amount of people here, that it's just going to get very like dense. And once again, climate control and like pollution is just going to get really bad. And they said the cost of living is like the 5th highest state in the country. So it's just, I don't know. They're just, once again, there's a lot of money to be made, but they're not considering the people that actually have families that live here and that have been living here.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have the exact stats.
We are witnessing it in hand, the gentrification of Utah. Like we never thought that would happen. Right. But it's just more and more non-colored people moving here from every state, because this is a state where they feel like they can actually make money and do stuff, because we have a big, I don't think I've ever been to another state that has such a big like entrepreneurship like community. Like you go to New York, it's like, I want to go to fashion, videography, photography, right? You want to, that's where you start. You go to LA for music, or you go to wherever, but you come here to open a call center.
Yeah, something like that.
You come here to open a warehouse.
Software engineering.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah, selling.
Yeah. And it's because we have cheaper land to do that kind of stuff. So you're like, someone from LA wants to right now, it's like, hey, I want to open a call center. Where can I do it? They're going to come here. That's what I've been seeing a lot of.
No room for you in LA, sorry.
Well, the prices are too expensive. There's room out there. It's just too expensive. And now the prices in LA about to jack up after Olympics got announced, being there in 2028. The Summer Olympics got announced for 2028 in LA.
Really?
So the prices in LA are going to go crazy.
And then we got 2034?
For winter.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They have summer, we have winter.
That's crazy.
Well, when's the last time we had Winter Olympics here?
2002.
Yeah. Oh, what? Really? That was the last time?
I just made up that number. I didn't even know.
Yeah, 2002, yeah.
It's Winter Olympics is every 4 years, just like Summer Olympics.
Everything's every 4 years.
But so Winter Olympics will be in 2026 then? Or is it the same year that Summer Olympics happen?
2 years from now.
So 2 years from now. So they're 2 years separated. They're 2 years separated.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. So where is it at then? This next one?
Last one was in China.
2026.
Last one was in China. I don't know. CEO, let us know. That's what we have her back there for.
Yeah.
So Winter Olympics 2026, yeah. That's tight.
But yeah, no. So what you're saying, it is scary.
It's in
Milan.
Oh, that's tough.
There's snow out there?
Snow?
Italy? Milan, Italy.
Did you see what they did in China? They made the fake snow.
Yeah, I did.
That was crazy.
The last time we were there?
Yeah, the last Winter Olympics, they just did it there, right? But then they were showing videos of the fake snow because they didn't get a lot of snow that year.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a big thing they do every year. If it's not a snowy city, they make fake snow.
They did that. I went to Bear Lake, and then it didn't snow that much that year either. And then they had these big ass machines that they put ice in, and they don't just blow snow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This shit's real, man. They got the power, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
They really, if they wanted to really shake this shit up, they really could, man.
They could. They have.
Yeah.
Like that Dubai. They made that fake
I was
rainstorm.
literally about to say
Oh
that.
yeah, they did do that.
Yeah.
I heard, bro.
It's like cloudy with a chance of meatballs is real, dude.
Bro.
Or how about that fake city in Dubai? Or not the fake city, but that real estate development that they're planning to do. They want to do like a whole ski resort over there too.
Because they're doing the wall right now.
Okay.
And then they're
What
going
do
to
you
do
mean the wall?
So they're making Dubai just a long city. And then inside the city is going to have like different types of like climates. So they're going to be doing the ski one. and then like are all snow. So it's gonna be a huge ass mountain in the middle of this wall.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's insane.
they already went out with the floor plans. They have everything laid out. Like it's legit gonna be a wall, but inside the wall is just a whole inner city.
Yeah,
This is gonna be like what, like fucking what was that movie? Fifth Element. Like how everything's all close, the
Bro.
cities are all close, flying cars everywhere. That's how it's gonna
I
be.
was literally about to watch that the other day because I got that movie mixed up with Sixth Sense because it's like the same actor. And I was waiting for the
Two different movies.
bro. I was waiting. I was watching the Sixth Sense with my girl, and I was waiting for like, all right, when does the redhead girl come out? I was like,
The whole movie.
Wait.
bro, I was entire movie, bro. The movie was like an hour 50 long. I was like an hour in, and I was like, I don't think the redhead girl's coming out, bro. I was like,
He's like, why are these dead people coming out?
for real? I was like, this doesn't seem like the right movie. I don't remember it like this. No, it was crazy because I wasted a whole hour. The movie was not bad, but
He said I wasted a whole hour thinking it was a movie that I wanted to watch.
No,
That's
deadass,
so
bro.
crazy, bro.
It's funny. She just watched it for the first time
The Fifth Element.
last month.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that movie.
We
I
watched
don't
it
know
at
what that is.
Nessie's house. Remember they threw on the. That's the one of Chris Tucker's like. "Ah!"
She probably fell asleep.
No, she watched it.
Oh.
She finds those movies. The one thing about
movie-
Amy,
what is that movie about? What?
Alien.
Yeah.
Oh,
aliens.
It's
really?
about an alien. The guy, he's like a taxi driver, and then he ends up with this alien in his car because
She
he fell
falls,
through
yeah.
the building, and
Like,
then
some Men in Black shit?
no,
Except aliens are like
they're
accepted.
yeah accepted. The people know
Oh.
aliens are existing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's some crazy stuff. They got like Chris Tucker playing like this femme role, but he's like straight. But everyone thought he
He's
was like
he's almost like a drag queen.
yeah. But then like,
What?
he's out there smashing girls and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Or like Prince.
yeah, like Prince. The original role was for Prince,
Was it
Oh,
really?
really?
but then they wouldn't let him dress himself
Oh wow.
Oh.
because Prince during that time he really was like he.
It's that old of a movie?
yeah.
1990 type
Yeah,
shit?
Yep.
Oh.
97.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It
I
definitely is a
literally
good
just
movie.
watched Forrest Gump for the first time the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
I actually have never seen that movie.
What
through
the
and through.
hell?
Through and through, never seen it.
That's so crazy. dude.
Bro, I wasn't watching this shit. I was watching Old
well,
Bach.
okay,
I was
okay.
watching Old Bach with my dad.
Me too.
And Bruce Lee.
Me too.
I actually watched American Pie with my dad. That was crazy.
American Pie. That's
Yeah,
so
it was
funny,
crazy.
bro.
It was crazy. I was
First
like,
glimpse
seen-
of boobs on
Yeah.
movies, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
That was every boy's first crush.
Yeah, literally though, bro.
Shannon Elizabeth. That was her name.
I remember I'd see like the CD case in my mom's CD drawer, and I'd go look at it. I was like, oh my God, bro! I'd be so fascinated, bro. I was like, I'm like 6 years old, looking through this movie drawer, trying to pick what movie to watch, and I see boobs. I'm like, oh,
He's like, that's it right there. That's it.
that's bro. I swear, bro.
that shit's crazy. What's well, while we're on the topic of movies,
Oh, already, huh? Okay.
while we're on the topic of movies, if you were to create a film, right? What lane would you want to go? Like, what genre would you want to go? Like your first film. I know this is probably something
You
you
better
thought of,
say what I think you to say. You better say
but like,
horror.
what's you don't have to give me you don't have to give me like your dream movie that you've probably plotted in your head already. But like, think like, what's a movie that you'd want to do? Like a genre of movie you want to
I
do?
think like a thriller comedy type thing.
Oh,
Thriller comedy?
Yeah.
Like scary movie?
that's terrible.
Like scary movie. Well, I want to. There's a whole because for me, I want to be able to kind of include all factors of a movie into one movie. I want that to
Okay.
be unique about what I make. It's because
to feel all emotions.
Yeah, to feel all emotions. Because there's some movies where it's like heavy on one side of your emotions, and it's kind of like that is good, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like how sporadic my life is. So
Yeah.
if I wanted to reflect what goes on in my life and how my life goes. So because life's you're not
Right.
always happy. You're not always sad.
sure.
Like if you want to, I respect directors who are able to really exemplify that one emotion because that does take a lot of talent. But I just one thing about me, I'm very like ADHD, so my mind's like all over the place. So when it comes to even my writing or my photography style, the reason why I like, for example, for my photos, one thing that I like doing with my photos, I take a lot of really wide photos. So I prefer wide angle lenses, 12 millimeters, fisheyes, whatever. Because I like how busy the background is. I like including every single element that can be put into that one frame. I like how distorted it looks. I like the creative looks and angles that you could do with a fisheye lens. Because with let's say for example a 50 millimeter where it's a little bit closer to you, you're trying to target or you're trying to collect everything into a certain frame. It's like it's tighter. It's much tighter. So yeah, I like the the ability to include multiple things into one. For example, I like the pace of Wes Anderson's movie, but I also love Quentin Tarantino's storytelling pattern.
Focus.
You know, like
Yeah.
because his Quentin Tarantino, he breaks the movie up into like multiple parts, and he almost plays the movie backwards, right? With Wes Anderson, it's like a lot of moving objects. So one of the first films that I made was like or one of the first films that I tried practicing was a single shot films. You know, so just getting everything in one shot.
The one take.
Yeah, one take.
Yeah.
So from that point on, you have to do a lot of planning. But I love how everything flows together because for me, transitions, I didn't do a lot of transitions back in the day. I do everything like single take because that's how life is, you know. That's how a movie is. That I feel like if there's a lot of like cuts in a movie, it's great. Like it's great for dialogue and stuff like that, whatever. But I really am impressed with those one take films. Like for example, Baby Driver is a great example of one of those one take movies. You know, where they have a whole scene choreographed in such a beautiful way. And like I said, coming from a dancer's perspective, you know, choreography is beautiful. If you're able to move certain people where they need to be during a certain time and make it flow and create something beautiful from it, that's art within itself, you know, just the movement of people. And you could tell a whole story with that. You could do like what's cool about Baby Driver is that I love the way that they use music to kind of add little Easter eggs into their film. Like there'll be little hits of the music that will go with like a plain splash that happens on the movie, you know, whatever it may be. But Baby Driver and one take films are a perfect example of kind of collecting all those emotions into one film.
One shot right there for you.
Yeah.
I
I respect it though because we had some previous guests on here, Club Mungo.
Yeah.
And they call it was it Summer of Hell? So they drop new music every week, but with every new song they dropped a new music video. And most of their music videos they shot were one take. And they were telling us a process that they had to go through, and I was like, man, this is kind of crazy that you guys would put yourselves through that.
Bro,
in the summer too, sweating, running, like driving their cars, like, and you miss one cue time, then you're like, okay, we got to restart. And then now you have to face natural causes. Does the sun going down?
Yeah, exactly.
When that sun's going down and you have one take to really shoot, you have to go at it every single minute you can.
Right. And
I gain respect for that.
I'm a procrastinator, bro. So like I'm born on doing that, you know. It's like doing everything that last minute. So that's something that I'm definitely trying to like work away from. But through my years of being a procrastinator, I think that's something that I found my strength in is working against the odds. Yeah. You know. And with movies that are like, or scenes that are a little bit more high risk, you got to work against the odds. Sometimes, you know, there's things that you're not going to anticipate that day that you're going to shoot or that moment, but you just got to be able to go and roll with it. You know?
Going back to what you said, like just wanting to shoot a film like where you can feel everything. You know, said you did thriller comedy, but you said you want to encapsulate like all emotions and all feelings. I thought of everything everything
exactly
everywhere all at once.
Yeah, that was a big turning point for me of how I wanted to perceive the way I wanted to direct as well.
It was so crazy because you feel every single fucking emotion in that movie, bro. You feel so happy, stressed, frustrated, sad. It was, I cried.
Yeah, why do you think it's got so many Oscar nominations, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a beautiful movie.
And there's just there's so many things going on at once. Like, it's crazy.
And it's so cohesive at the same time.
No, 100%. You know? Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. But I think I respect that movie a lot because it pushed boundaries at the same time while it told a story that a lot of people could relate to.
Bro, you had hot dog fingers in that movie.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It was like, crazy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like that's just crazy. But you know, like that movie kind of was a turning point for me because I believe I'm in a very transitional period of my life right now over the past couple of months where, you know, I had to throw an event. I have been losing a lot of stuff where I've been going against challenges that, you know, a lot of my people might quit, or even myself thought of quitting, you know?
Yeah.
Like I've had those points over these past couple months where I wanted to stop what I'm doing completely. Yeah. Like I didn't want to pick up a camera at all.
Yeah.
You know, but through those moments where you are faced with an opportunity to be resilient, that's where you truly find your passion and
Yeah.
what you're driven towards, So I'm thankful for over the last few months, everything is very purposeful, I follow God, so I'm a big believer in Christ. I'm not religious, but I got a relationship with him.
Right.
You know, so through him and through everything that he's shown me, I've learned that everything's purposeful. Like, I like the title of the movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's literally how life is, just like how there's different multiverses and everywhere else of this version being you. That's true. I believe that's true. I believe that version of me that's a millionaire in another universe is within me. I just got to tap in with that me, but it won't happen unless I believe it.
Yeah.
You got to have that faith, even if it doesn't seem real, have that blind faith. That's what God teaches me. Have that blind faith of knowing whatever it is that you got to do can be done through him and with him, and if you don't believe in God, through that higher power of whatever, I think what's beautiful about our generation recently, as of this last year especially, is people are trying to find that higher power. People are looking for that sign of hope through many different things, and I respect it. I respect all religions. There's this creator called Nos Daily. Have you guys heard of him? But he says he's the one that's like, oh, I went to this place in 60 seconds, and I'll tell you why. It's like this.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and it's like quick. That's like a quick short form. It's not short form, but like he just meets a bunch of people, and then he
tells you, very informational.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you're talking about. He's
So
on Facebook a lot.
Facebook, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So what he did was, over the past 6 months, he studied every single religion for a month, and I think that's beautiful because the number one thing that I've learned from each one of his videos that he's posted about that was every religion follows the same exact rule. Yeah, and that's just do good, do unto others the way that you. Yeah. I can't say it exactly right now, but
I get you.
Yeah, bro. The thing about me is like I don't read the Bible often, but I reference the Bible a lot. So I find Bible verses through my day to day. There's this book that it's called Jesus Calling, and basically what it is like it's a 365-day devotional book, right? And each one of these days, it's supposed to resonate with you in a certain way. Sometimes it might not, sometimes it will. But what it does is it just doesn't take Bible verses. It takes a collective of Bible verses throughout the book and tells you that exact quote for the day. Like, for example, let's say that you're feeling like upset or angry, frustrated on December 27th, right? That day he's going to give you, I believe it, that day that I feel frustrated, he's going to give me 5 verses on that same page that's going to resonate and that's going to help me understand what it is that God's trying to tell me. Because the Bible's really hard to read. Yeah. The Bible's really hard to understand, especially if you're starting to read the Bible and it's if it's your first time, little faith, whatever it is, you got no background in faith, whatever. Because I grew up Catholic, so I had that initial, understanding of knowing that God's there. But it wasn't until that I decided to build a relationship with him that helped me understand, that affirmed his presence in my life, and seeing him on all the ways that I've come to where I am today. So, yeah, it's been a pretty like delicate topic for me to touch up about, because the thing is, it's like a lot of people growing up, even myself, whenever I hear the word God, whenever I hear the word Jesus, it's always like, oh, this guy's like a Mormon, it's like stuff like that. It's like, oh, this guy's trying to he's trying to get me to read the Book of Mormon or whatever it may be,
No way, dude. But, I get you though. Yeah.
But growing up in Utah, that's just how it is, because that was my perspective. Yeah. For the longest of time. So it wasn't until like I was going through the roughest of shit where I couldn't even come up with an answer for what it is, where I'm at. Right. That I had to turn to him and I'm saying, I need your help. I need your guidance right now. Even if I didn't know that he was there, I had to believe he was there because that's the only thing that will make me feel good right now. Right. And in that moment right there, he showed himself to me. Yeah. I felt his presence. I felt that warmth. People have that turning point into their lives because that's the day that they decided to devote themselves towards that higher power. Yeah. Whether you're believe in Allah, whatever, like Abraham, whoever you believe in, Buddha, Jesus, it all follows the same rule. So
yeah, I preach that to my friends too when I when there are difference in religions, I'm just like, it's the end game is the same at the end of the day. You do good, good will happen to you. You do bad, bad's gonna happen. At the end of the day, just black and white.
Yeah.
You know?
Yin and yang, bro.
Yeah.
Karma,
Yeah.
whatever it is, whatever it may be. All these tarot cards, like, because I used to be all about that astrology stuff too, like
Spiritual and all that.
yeah, spiritual and stuff like that. I went to West High School. Shout out West High, class of 2019. But
2019.
Yeah, he's young.
I'm a youngin'.
He's
bro.
young, bro.
8 years after me.
3 years after me. Yeah.
Bruh.
He was a freshman when I was a senior, G.
I was long gone. I was long gone.
He had a diploma by then, bro.
No,
But
I left that. I left West High as soon as I could.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
West High. Yeah, it was a very like diverse school, but
Yeah.
I'm thankful that it was that diverse because I was able to explore many different like cultures during that time. Because if I wanted like judge or some shit like that, that would have been like all white people,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like whatever. We won't get into that. But with me going to West High School, like there was a lot of white girls in my class too. So me being a senior, like all the girls were in astrology. So I'm like, I gotta learn astrology too. All right, what's my moon sign? What's my sun sign? What's my rising sign and stuff like that. But through me finding that desire through that, right, I learned a lot because
Absolutely.
it's honestly, like I said, it teaches the same thing it's like universal rules. There's like a set of universal rules that everybody's got to follow or not follow, but you'll find out through your actions, everything's a compound effect. You do, and whatever you do onto this earth will be put back towards you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I do believe in the energy, but I've never understood the astrology stuff.
Yeah.
But I believe in the Chinese zodiac.
That's funny.
That's
You're the
what-
dragon. Hey,
I always
you're the
do
dragon
that.
this year.
Yeah.
Because
Shout out my 2000 babies.
It's so funny because I was talking to them and they were like talking to Amy, and then she's Chinese, and she was like, "Why do you know so much about Chinese people?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then she's like, and I started coming up with some stuff, like started talking about things, and then I was like, "Yeah, next year is like the shedding of the skin, so I'm waiting for next year to come around because this year the snake, right?"
yeah.
And they were like, "Okay, why do you believe that?" I'm like, 1989, the Berlin Wall fell. Like something happens.
Oh, during those years?
2001, 9/11.
Oh wow.
Which is that what?
Year of the snake.
Year of the snake.
So-
Shed some skin.
Shed some skin. So
We're about to go to war, man.
okay, I'm not. I won't talk about this on camera because there's some crazy shit that I'm also a conspiracy theorist. Like I'm
Wait, so you're
Ancient-
telling me this is the year of the snake? Shed some skin?
next year,
World War.
World War III, or okay, I'll just fucking talk about it because it's a conspiracy. It's just a conspiracy, but China is building up a war to go against Taiwan to
Because
take
take
over
over.
their independency.
Yeah, they are.
So they've been talking about that, right?
Oh, yeah.
But
They've
so
been trying to take over.
next year is supposed to be the year where they
That
do it.
and Malaysia too. Yeah, it's all those islands.
And then you know what happens when China goes to war?
but it's-
Someone else is gonna have to,
Yeah.
side with them, or something crazy
Right.
is supposed to happen.
The
But
problem is that China has done so much for other countries with infrastructure and building roads and building buildings that they expect those countries to pay back, but they know that those countries can't pay you back. You
No.
have everything you need. Like you have everything that you need. How can they
except
pay
for
you back?
Taiwan,
Except by give them your land? I'm like, damn, G. Like
Except
you,
for Taiwan, bro.
like, damn.
but that's my theory. It's like that's like so. I was reading into it. I was like, what big things are gonna happen next year, right? And so nothing with climate control, nothing with that is gonna happen next year. So it has to be something physical. There has to
Really?
be a physical war or a physical something that's gonna happen. So it recycles, right?
Well, thank God I turned 27 this year.
But they're upping the age.
Are they?
Yeah,
They're upping the
Oh, they're
age
upping
over
the
over
age.
26.
yeah. So they're upping the age.
I'm not alone, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm a youngin', bro. I'm gonna get fucking.
They about to get your ass.
Nah, for real.
But don't listen to me, guys. Like I said, this is all stuff I do at 3 a.m. on Reddit. Don't listen to
Like,
me.
don't
But
take it
if
for-
you go
yeah.
back and look at
Take it with
every
a grain
year,
of salt.
but if you go look at every year of the snake, there is some type of shedding of the world.
Well, my dad is the year of the snake too, so I got to find out. I was like, Dad, so what happened?
He's probably seen it happen 3
That's what I'm
times.
saying. Yeah, he's
You know, like Amy was like, okay, you just made that up.
So
Like,
20. What about 2013? What happened then?
I have to go look back at it again.
Okay.
So there has to be. It doesn't
Look it
happen
up,
all the
Seafood.
time. It doesn't happen all the time. But
2013.
2013, I think so. The shedding of the snake only happens every so often. It doesn't happen every year.
Is that the
snake.
year of the snake or the year after the snake?
Year of the snake?
Okay.
Right.
Wasn't Barack president?
See,
Barack was president.
But
2012? 2012,
nothing-
2013? Yeah, he was.
So
Yeah.
nothing crazy happened
He had 2 terms,
2013
too.
that happened to the world.
Who's our president 2016? Was it Trump?
Trump.
Yeah, and then Joe Biden 2020.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay, yeah. Thank God, yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, Joe Biden's out.
He's out.
It's Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. But yeah, so like events did happen, and there was a big list on Reddit.
Really, the people just listing shit that
people just listing
year.
everything on Reddit and like of the year of the snake, saying prepare for this, prepare for that, and if it might be a better year for you, and all this kind of stuff because of the new light that will bring into your life.
The harsh reality of things is that I don't think the masses can really handle the actuality of things that are happening behind closed doors.
Yeah. Oh,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure, for sure.
They just couldn't handle it. We'd go in a frenzy and panic. Like all the people that you looked up to, all the things that you followed and all those things that and for it to be shoved back in your face and they don't even believe or do. Oh my God, they would just go crazy. Like people would go crazy.
Yeah, that's why the news exists, man. So they can control what's being put out.
Yeah, exactly. But
And even everything they're putting out though, regardless, is like the whole alien last year, the cake.
Oh yeah.
The first instinct was like, that
cake?
shit's fake. They called it a cake.
Oh,
They were like in Mexico City or something. They're like, they showed two aliens. And then the first thing like people started making fun of. That's the shitty side of the internet is that the shitty side of the internet is for sure that fact that there's so many non-believers that will turn some stuff to memes that what if that was a real alien? But now because of what happened, someone said it was a cake and the meme overpowered the actuality of it. It's like, wait, was that a real alien or not?
That just goes back.
Or the Olympics,
Thank
B-boy
you.
got taken out because of and we're not saying because of the Australian breakdancer, but because of her intentions of it.
So apparently, I read something on Threads, which is funny. Threads. Apparently, she has a PhD in culture and breakdancing, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And so apparently, Australia doesn't have like an organization for breakdancing to submit breakdancers for the Olympics. So her and her husband created that. To do that, she gets in. Now,
Wow.
hold on. So one person is reading, and once again, it's a big article. I can't quote everything.
Yeah.
But from what I understood from watching and reading, she basically hopped in, performed very poorly because she didn't want breakdancing to be a controlled environment. So she was trying to troll the Olympics by the way she was dancing because breakdancing shouldn't be something that you guys judge or control because it's freedom of dancing and expressing
But
yourself.
every damn B-boy competition has a judge. Red Bull BC.
I know, and that's what she was just.
But she single-handedly ruined a culture by not allowing it to be an Olympics on a stage.
Which sucks.
And
I don't
we're
know
not
why.
saying she's the actual
she couldn't
reason.
Even give me a windmill, bro.
Yeah.
She couldn't even give me
She
a
didn't score. She
two-step.
scored 0 points on that.
She couldn't even give me a six-step, a top rock.
Bro, honestly, what you're saying confirms so much of everything that I've been watching. Because I was watching those videos, I'm like, bro, this got to be satire, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
it was.
has
It
to
was.
be
It was. Satire.
She said something crazy too right after. She said, "I just wanted to become the most famous B-boy or B-girl in the world," and without using the dance moves, she became the most famous.
True.
In that single night of her moves, she went from 4,000 followers to 40,000 followers.
Really?
But can you guys name the gold medal winner from any side? From who do you guys know what country won in either of the B-boy or B-boy?
no.
Was there age groups?
No.
There was just one. It was just
I can
women
tell
and
you,
men, right?
Yeah, and I can tell you exactly. So Phil Wizard won from Canada,
Yeah.
and then Ami won from Japan.
Japan. Yeah, I knew that
Those
one.
are
I knew
gold
Ami.
medal.
I
See,
knew Ami.
but it's crazy because you can put that out in the world right now. If I go ask someone if they watched it, they're like, "Yeah, you guys see the Australian breakdancer?" Be like, "Nah, you guys
she
see
cooked it.
Y'all
God
see,
damn it.
y'all see that freeze by Hero at the end, dude? That fool's a legend in the B-boy
And
world.
he should have won too. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have won
Oh,
because he kind of in his second set he kind of like misstepped on some stuff.
Yeah, the people
But-
were just saying they were upset about him not winning. but
Yeah.
they were saying. Yeah.
No, but Phil Wizard.
he went crazy. They went crazy.
Yeah, because and
I didn't
also
even watch that shit. to be honest with
also and what I noticed in this in the way that the Olympics ran the b-boy like competition, it was like so towards the end, it was France versus Canada for the gold.
you. Okay.
And the b-boy representing France, he was slowing down on his second and third set. You can tell he was getting winded and tired.
Mm-hmm.
When you're thinking that you come into Olympics, you better be fully prepared to go all those rounds. You better become fully prepared. On that track, you better be ready to run.
Yeah.
Any sport you do, you make sure you come and win there for your country.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lack of motivation to the dancers to come out here and give it their all.
Because of Ray
No, not because Reagan, but I don't think there was like a big incentive for them to represent the country. They do this all the time.
Yeah,
they do
this.
this.
Yeah.
I think preferably they'd rather go win a Red Bull BC than go win the Olympics.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I was saying. That they didn't want
There's no incentive from the Olympics to
for
make them win.
breakdancing to be in the Olympics. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And on top of the conversation of like the boxing, the women's golds, right? They all thought she was a transgender. They all thought that she was a man. They all thought because of the media pushing that.
Yeah, media is just crazy, dude.
Because she looks somewhat like a man, I guess, because she has more testosterone. But bro, she was born as a woman.
Yeah, I was like, the first thing I saw was the transgender post, and I was like, damn, that's crazy.
No, yeah, exactly.
I immediately believed it, you know?
No, 100%. I was like, oh, damn. And then I go look, and I'm like, no, she's a girl.
Yeah, literally.
I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's just
the world is an evil place, and the news coverage is the worst thing.
it's so you're getting TMZ'd by everybody.
Yeah,
it's a headliner like, oh my god, transgender won a gold Olympics. You go look down. No, she's actually not. I'm like, what the fuck?
They give. It is crazy that before even putting out those posts, they see all this stuff. They're like, is this something I should be posting?
You know what I
we
mean?
know she's a woman still.
Yeah,
but they still put it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
and
like
then give us false information.
Logan Paul's ass got. A bunch of famous people got by saying this is horrific. This is the devil's work. This is. I'm like, you guys should probably read a little bit more.
Yeah,
just maybe slow down.
All right, that's our take on the Olympics. Well, let's get back into this episode. Sorry, we're fresh off the Olympics. It just ended. And there was a lot of hot topics, especially the whole b-boying like controversy, and the whole boxing. Like this, just oh man, the world is such
shout out Gold, shout out Steph Curry. He's better than Magic. That's what they're saying.
Shout out Philippines though. Philippines got their first gold male.
Two.
Yeah,
he won two.
By him
gymnast,
though, right?
Yeah, he's a gymnast.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what's crazy? The incentives that he got. He got a crib. He got $750,000. He has a buffet. It's like ticket for the rest of his life.
Bro, crazy.
Shout out that. That's their first. That's your first gold though. That's tough.
Gold medalist.
That's fire.
And this year they had Vanda represent Cambodia.
Really?
I'll show you his performance after. But shout out to the Asian countries first of all for actually doing something like that because that was a big representation step because
Thai got a bronze for
exactly
the girls boxing. So
and that's what's crazy though is like now we're starting to see more like it's not just Japan, Korea, and China.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Hey, literally. Shout out to the Chinese for breeding enough Chinese people for US to take the Chinese to beat the Chinese in their own sport.
Table tennis?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. Man.
But it's crazy because they showed the thing and it showed like China swept in diving and table tennis.
They went crazy.
And then I forgot I think Korea swept in archery and shooting. So they swept all of those categories.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Crazy, dude.
Shout out Asia.
Shout out to Asia, dude.
Shout out to all my Asians.
Yes.
I think we had a Laos swimmer this year too.
Did we?
Yeah, we had two.
Does Laos compete?
Mm-hmm. This is the first year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. We finally made it.
I was going to say, I've never seen Laos compete in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Thai has, of course.
Thai has,
but I have never seen Laos. Cambodia has too.
Cambodia, I think they had a few people. I think this is their first big year.
Vietnam, I'm pretty sure Vietnam
does, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have. Okay, yeah.
Philippines they got so much talent out there though.
We got a small ass team though.
Yeah. But you guys I think out of all the Asians, the Filipinos are the most talented.
Think so?
I think so. When it comes to like a lot of things, like all the Filipinos I grew up with, b-boyed, good at basketball, can sing or play the instrument.
Or can dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, on God.
And there was like one in like every 5 can do all of them. And then
there's like you get bullied to do all that. That's all you got.
I just feel like the Filipinos are like the Asian polys. Because polys are like that too. Polys are either really good at sports, can sing, or like can dance, or like, it's just
true.
That is true. Islanders.
Yeah, just islanders, man.
I know. Philippines got a shit ton of islands, bro. Fuck, it's crazy. I think it's like what 6,000. No, it's probably not that much.
No, I think it's less than. There's a lot.
There's a lot,
but it's somewhere around because they have a lot of micro islands.
I know. Yeah.
Then it's pretty crazy to see that because when you look at the Philippines, it's really just broken up.
Yeah.
You know how like Hawaii is broken up in like 4 islands or so 5 islands,
yeah.
but you literally look at the Philippines, it's like boom, 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 and then it goes a line of like 400 like little ones.
Yeah, there's like 3 main islands. But yeah, like in the Philippines, you could rent out an entire island for $300 a night.
What? Entire island?
An entire island with an entire house, like it's got like
$300?
I can't even get a beach house. I can't even get a 5-star hotel for that much.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You're getting a whole ass island, and it's got some helpers too. So
hey, that might be a little getaway.
I'm saying, it's nice, bro. Like the Philippines is beautiful out there. I have yet to go to the islands, but I did live there for like 4 years growing up. So
Actual homeland, like the mainland.
yep,
Yeah.
mainland Manila, Tarlac, and actually I didn't live in Tarlac. It was Sampaloc, Sulucan. So I grew up in Sulucan. It used to be a small house. In one room, there would be like 6 of us. Small, tiny ass room. It would be like one of those pad beds. It wasn't even on no mattress. It was like a third of a mattress. You know, just like those pads that you buy. This got either Spider-Man, Winnie the Pooh, or like it's got to be some kind of character on that bed. And then you get that. You put one of these underneath.
Yeah, that's it,
We call these
Asian
banig.
culture.
Yeah, we call these banigs. Banig. I hope I'm saying it right.
For my Laos people, it's called a sa.
Sa.
sa?
Yeah, sa.
Yeah, you know, every Asian family got this little. It's not a
these,
rug.
yeah.
It's like those folding one you take outside or something. But this shit was stapled all throughout the house, and then you had a rug on it.
Yeah,
to keep the
No
carpet
cap,
clean.
bro.
Carpet
No
clean,
cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
This is how you keep.
It's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
It's a lifesaver, bro. You
Yeah.
put this.
You bring it
outside,
for a picnic or anything, bro. It's just so convenient, actually. Like it really is.
Oh, watch, the designer's gonna use this one day for inspiration.
Hold on, don't say that out loud.
Those.
But yes, we are.
Yes.
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 Yes, we are. We're going to be targeting it. I tell people why our brand is going to stand out is because we have something that a lot of other brands are not doing, is that we have 5 Asians and let alone 4 Southeast Asian men that are looking at this, and like, how do we stand out from any other brand, right? It's like, I can't make jorts because now everyone else just made jorts. Can't make a football jersey because everyone. Shout out to you guys that did it because
You guys are fire. You guys did shit fire. Yeah.
You guys did what we couldn't do and make it fire. We could have made it fire, but it's like you guys
made it.
Made it fire.
Yeah, made it fire.
And so we have to, when people ask about the brands, like, what kind of direction you guys want to go to? I'm like, we want to kind of incorporate our culture in it.
Yep.
Well, not kind of. We want to make our culture the brand.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, you're looking at this when you're saying that, I'm like, yep, that's something we're planning on doing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means it's in the right path, Like that means it's the energy's being circulated around. You guys are in the right path. That's what I believe.
For sure.
Yeah, because this is a huge representation to Southeast Asian culture,
Yeah.
Like if you see one of these, you're some kind of Southeast Asian for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what's crazy is that, before growing up, Filipinos weren't considered Southeast Asian, remember? So
It's crazy.
like they were off in their own world. They were either Asian or Spaniard that no one knew, right?
Yeah.
And so this year, I think this last year, now Filipinos are being considered Southeast Asian. And so now they're starting to like put things together and like other bits and pieces of the world. I'm like, okay, no, this is actually what you guys are. Because they've always been that. And I know all my Filipino friends back in the day, they were like, we're just Filipino. That's all.
That's literally how
We're
it
not
is.
Southeast Asian. We're not any. We're Filipino. And when you guys can call us what you guys want, but that's what we are. And now they have an area to call themselves. Now they can be Southeast Asian, which they've always should have been considered.
Yeah.
Right, because I remember, every time I check off that box, and it's asked me what race I am, I'm always confused whether I should put like Pacific Islander or Southeast Asian, because a lot of people have told me different things throughout the years,
Yeah.
So I think that's what's beautiful about the Philippines, though, because the Philippines is very diverse. I watched this in a video, but it's got some of the most. It's like one of the most diverse countries that there are. Like coming from backgrounds growing up, I remember the first inhabitants of the Philippines were Black people from Africa when they were traveling through the Philippines, and where they settled is now what they call the Aita people. That's AETA, and those are our dark-skinned Filipinos, like very curly hair, African features. They look like Filipino Africans, like straight up, but they're just pure Filipino.
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah. No, I met Jordan Clarkson, or I didn't meet Jordan Clarkson, but I met his brother Bear. I thought they were like full brothers, so I was like, "Hey man, you been to the Philippines before?" And he's like, "Oh no, man, I'm actually like half Mexican. He's the half Filipino guy." So I felt so racist because Filipinos look like Mexicans, bro. You know how many times my dad has been talked to in Spanish? Like there's people that come to him, starts talking Spanish, and he's like, I don't know.
You guys got colonized by Spaniards, man. That's what happened.
Yeah, no cap, bro. That's why a lot of our last names are Spanish.
De La Cruz, freaking all that stuff. Yeah, on God.
Martinez, Flores, Lopez, everything, man.
Them damn Spaniards. They've colonized. They colonized half this damn world.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, shout out to the Philippines though. If you're a Filipino, you're very prideful in what you do, who you are. Like I think Filipinos has got to be one of the most prideful people. Yeah, not just to as being a Filipino, but within themselves too.
Yeah.
You'll meet a lot of Filipinos who are very prideful about the things that they do, who take a lot of pride in their craft, their culture, their job, whatever it may be. All the nurses and
all the nurses.
All the
Bro,
nurses. They're so sweet though. They are so sweet.
but they take pride in what they do.
Mm.
You know, they'll run that place like they own the hospital itself. And I think that's beautiful. And it comes from our culture just being very strict, you know, like that strict culture and just that nurturing culture.
Yeah.
So if you go into the Philippines, if you're going to walk in the street, if you're like a foreigner, if a person sees you and you look like a foreigner, they'll invite you to their home, you know, because they're just like, oh, we want to share our culture with you. We want to tell you what it's like to be a Filipino. We want to share our drinks with you. We want to share food with you. Let me cook for you, sleep over if you want, whatever it may be. Let me invite you into my life because we don't mind. It's literally no reason. It's just like a natural reaction for us too. I've noticed it growing up too. Like for me, I would say I'm very Americanized to a certain degree, right? But I'm very like welcoming and I love hosting shit. I love inviting people over, you know. Me and my girls club, I'm always telling my girl, let me invite my friends, let me do this. Because at the end of the day, we just want to chill, you know.
That's literally me.
Yeah, but then I just want to like bring them over and set a vibe for them. I'll either cook for them, have a nice thing for us to do, set up, whatever it may be, you know. Even throughout high school, I probably shouldn't say this. I don't want to out myself because I don't. What if my parents watch this?
They might.
They might.
You know what?
Just
you're fine though. You're fine. Your parents will Their parents are probably ready to know, or they're gonna figure it out anyway in life. That's all. That's what I learned. Like my parents already knew that we were going through some shit as kids, and like teenagers and even as adults, but they never really said anything to us because they're like, just go figure it out. You know, that was their thought process behind it, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is too. Like once again, we're raised in Southeast Asian homes.
My parents knew.
See, they knew. My parents knew. Like,
well, my parents didn't know, but then they know. Then they did know, and it was like, well,
it's too late now.
Yeah.
I'll say it like this: we threw full on ragers in my house when my parents were gone. Like crazy ragers. I remember there's this thing called Spirit Bowl that they do at Westside. Did you ever do Spirit Bowl?
Spirit Bowl.
So
what the fuck is that?
You know how Spirit Bowl's in the afternoon usually.
Yeah.
Like so we pre-gamed in the morning. So I had a party in the morning, and then I had one at night after Spirit Bowl. So it was like 7 a.m. I got like 330 racks, 2 handles of vodka in my living room. I got like 40, 50 seniors at 7 a.m. partying at the crib, you know.
What the fuck? 7 a.m.? That's
7 a.m.
crazy. I wasn't partying at 7 a.m.
Because it was like 7, 8 a.m. And because the Spirit Bowl starts at 10.
What is that? What is the Spirit Bowl?
It's like a battle of the classes, basically. So it's like a big assembly where you get the seniors, all the classes doing like school spirits type of stuff.
It's just like some Harry Potter fire gauntlet shit.
Yeah,
sounds
Exactly.
Sounds tight. Okay.
Man, it was crazy. It was that year that I did that. It was actually Harry Potter themed. So
See?
yeah, so no, it was crazy. We were what was the red people? I don't watch Harry Potter a lot.
Red people is Gryffindor.
Yeah, we were
red and gold.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, even through that, you know, like I enjoyed that. Like I said, I definitely was more of the social kid during high school. But I enjoyed being able to invite people to my house, having them smile, having them happy. It made me happy, you know?
For sure.
So I'm sure it's the same way with you guys.
Yeah, honestly, if you're hosting or if you're creating something, anything, right? And you're hosting people, like I don't care what really happens to me as long as the people that are coming to have a good time or like are coming to like enjoy are having fun. And I'm like, that's enough for me. Honestly, like that's enough for me.
Right.
Yeah, I think just having the mindset of like being someone of open arms, like that's always been like the biggest thing for me in life is offering something to people and making sure they're happy 100%. Or they're safe or
comfortable, you know?
Yeah, that's it. You know, my whole entire life I always wanted to create a safe space for people. That's really what it is. And when you walk into this home, that's the very first thing I want you to feel. It's like, damn, I feel safe, or you know, I hope you smell the food or do something like that. You know, just little things like that we picked up from our families.
100%.
Right.
It's funny how like I don't know, growing up once again, first generation. I think we all are. I mean, you're second, but you're technically first generation in the sense, but he's second.
Shout out to my mom, born in Ohio. Swag like Ohio.
But I would say that our parents all gave us a safe space. I like to say that. but it was like one of those things where you grew up in America, they grew up in the homeland. So there were some things that like they just couldn't understand when we were kids. Right. So that's just like something that I want to give to people. Like what my parents weren't able to give me as a child, which was like the comfortability of being emotional with people or vulnerable or available for people like that. You know,
right?
My parents couldn't do that. They were working. They didn't know what depression was. They didn't know what sadness was. 100%. It was like I gotta get.
It's all
bread.
the same thing to them.
You know, it was all It was all the same shit.
Go get some Tiger Bomb and fix it.
No, for real. Go get a job. Go get a job.
Get the fuck out the house.
Oh, you're depressed? Go get a job. You know?
So
you got anxiety? Go get a job. Bro.
It's funny because a job will fix that.
No,
it'll give you more anxiety and more depression, but it'll solve your other issues.
It's like, I got new anxieties, but I'm too busy to care.
Yeah. You know? It's like, man, I got to make this money now. I'm too tired to think about it.
For real. Yeah. Exactly. But shout out like the new age though, because it's our responsibility not just to change what's ahead of us, but also help those that's with us adapt to what's there.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I think there's too many times where I kind of like leave out my parents in this new journey of like mindset and growth that I have.
Yeah.
But
I feel you on that.
You feel me? But I'd love for them to be on this path with me, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just like I said, it's that block that we have of thinking that they're just still not going to be open-minded. They might not be. You know, they might not be still down to do whatever it is that you got to do, all your healing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like for example, I pictured in my mind, what if I go to a family therapist and try to understand all my traumas? And I was just like, yeah, never mind. You know, like I thought about me bringing up the topic to my mom. She's like, therapy? I don't therapy. You need Jesus.
That's the only therapy you need.
I can see it.
And I'm just like, bruh.
I think our families just learn to live in silence. They're comfortable in silence,
sure.
you know, and that's the biggest thing is like, you know, whatever they were going through. Hey, I ain't never asked my parents if they were good.
Yeah,
until I got older, like as a teenager, I didn't care. As a young adult, I didn't care. But as I got older, it's like, are you okay? Like, you need help with anything? Like, I'm now like, okay, like this is, but that's also what we didn't have.
Right.
I'm for sure. I'm damn for sure that growing up, my mom and dad never asked me how I did.
Mm-hmm. Are you okay?
Are you okay? Or like, it's always like, why did you do that? Or why are you doing this? Why? We raised you better. I'm like,
no, for real.
The closest thing to the are you okay is, are you hungry? That's the closest thing.
I never got asked that though, because I did all the cooking in my house. You have to see when growing up, also being on the bigger side, it never was, are you hungry? It's like, go work out. Go walk, go do this stuff, right?
Yeah. It was different for you,
yeah. And then, but then I also, they were like, hey, can you cook dinner? We're not going to be home. So I did a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then my dinner was a Hot Pocket because I didn't eat what I made.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that was a thing that chefs like have to live with, but they don't actually eat their own cooking,
food,
right? And so
I get tired of I'm like, fuck food after I'm done cooking, bro.
That's why I'll throw a 30-cent burrito in the microwave and call it good. Bro, that's how I look at it.
Because like I don't know if it's like the whole preparation aspect of like you kind of get grossed out of the food or whatever, but literally I get full after, bro.
No, that's what it is.
Eating.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is funny because when I do cook, I'm like, damn. I cooked a meal and I'm like, I don't know if I want to eat this.
That TV dinner doesn't sound good right now. That's how my thought process is growing up.
I've done that before though, for sure.
Yeah, that's facts.
It's like exhausting, and you want to just lay down after you're done cooking.
I love cooking though. Like I can go and cook whatever and do whatever I want in the kitchen, but like because I cooked it, it's like I don't want to eat it. I'd rather have something done by McDonald's or whatever. Yeah. Because I just go and get it and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't have to focus on anything else. And then I have to focus on something the next day. It's like, all right, after I cook, usually I'm like, what am I cooking tomorrow? Right. Or what am I cooking the next day? Or how am I have tofu and like string beans in the fridge. How I'm going to make this tonight? You know, that's what. So I think it's just a constant thing of always having to think what you're going to be making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense.
I can't wait till I hit that phase of my life. I'm spoiled. Honestly. I've been spoiled my whole life.
Yeah, I know. Shout out my mom's kitchen though. I be going there sometimes, bro. I'd be like, hey, let me get that. Let me get this. I'm like, hey, can I'll call them beforehand. Can I get a chicken adobo with rice? Oh, can you put some dumplings on the side too? Or put some lumpia. And then they make it for me. You know, I'm thankful that I have that because it's still that love. Even though I am older, even though I have my own set of responsibilities now, they still treat me like the child that I was. And that's
they always will.
They're going to forever.
They always will.
Mm-hmm. Like regardless of what it is.
I love you, mama.
I know. Shout out mom, bro. Shout out mom. Shout out dad. Shout out Shout out
Yeah.
everybody.
Dude, my dad, he's been, bro, on his days off, I guess he messed up his car somewhat. He was trying to fix, I can't remember what he was trying to fix, like a rotor or something like that. He's been out in the garage for like 12 hours. He was out there till like 1 a.m., bro. And I'm like, Dad, you need help, bro. I can't have you out here. You're 70 years old. And I'm starting to think that like you need help.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I got it. You're good. I'm like, fuck.
Well, I think that's also the like I said, you know, that pride in
bro.
Asian cultures, you know, like they don't want that help, especially if like they didn't ask for it, you know. I try to, because my mom would be, conversations that I had with my mom, she'd be like, oh, you're not helping. And then I'm like, oh, I don't need your help. It's like that. Oh, do you need my help or do you not need my help, you know? And then you never know. And then you get like overwhelmed with frustration. And then you're just like, oh.
See, my family was the opposite because I was always the one that helped.
Yeah.
Like my dad needed a wall painted at 5 a.m. I'm the one he wakes up to paint the wall at 5 a.m. I don't know why he's up at 5 a.m., but he's up at 5 a.m. and I'm the one.
Well, I was doing that stuff. Like the easy, like the simple shit like that, I was doing. My dad was getting my ass up to do. But like the technical, like he would just lose his frustration. He'd lose his patience because I was a child. And I'm like, okay, like what do you go away? I'm like, fuck, dude, you got me up. Like, let me help you.
I was the most useful one. I did everything. So I was the oldest
the
one.
golden
so
child.
Right.
I was the golden child for sure, but I was the one that had to do everything because they didn't want to bother the golden children.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just like they're babies.
It's like
you know?
let's get the one that's always getting in trouble out here doing this stuff around the house.
For real, huh? It's almost like the discipline work.
That's exactly what it is. But I do want to get into some stuff about you because we kind of strayed away for the last 40 minutes. But
No, you're good.
I'm sorry about that. But you had an event recently, Beat a Light. Let's talk about that and what we had a chance to talk about what you were doing, and I was like, man, this is like really dope. Your perspective on life and how you want to do things. But for the viewers, what kind of event is it? What kind of an event is it? And why did you start that?
So the Be the Light event first was an event that we can gather and bring people into a room and space where people can feel comfortable to express themselves at a creative level, at a business level, through a faith-driven level, whatever it may be. We wanted to provide a space for people to not just enjoy kind of what we created in the space, because we had like backdrops and stuff like that. We had like little setups. We had vendors and stuff like that. But we wanted it to be a space where people could feel included. You know, that was our goal. We wanted to have people come to get to know each other.
Yeah.
You know, through intentional ways. Because there's a lot of places where you can go where you just want to be there just to be there, right? But we wanted more intention through that. And it was the way that we tried to really just address everything that was going on with the event, right? We wanted it to be intentional. We wanted it to be a place where people could feel comfortable. We wanted open space, you know?
Yeah.
We come to you with open arms. You know, whatever it is that you need, let us know, type of thing. You know, that's what the event was.
Yeah, and I think you did a great job of curating that, honestly. There was vendors on each side, and there was an open space. And I wasn't there for the night event, but during the day, like I saw people interacting and having conversations and asking questions and what do you do? And I'm very observant when I see this, and I'm seeing this all happening. So I think you did a great job of capitalizing on that space and then having that happen, actually. The bouquets, all that stuff, interactive, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing because, you know, when you walk into a place and you're holding a camera, everyone thinks you're a photographer. So people are always asking, they were like, so what do you do? Or like that was like that was how they like broke down the wall. Like, hey, I want to start a conversation. It was like an icebreaker to have a camera. Yeah. And then, you know, there were people talking to me like, what do you guys do? Or what do you, they saw me taking pictures of P and they saw me taking pictures of you and they thought I was the photographer for the event. I was like, I'm just here, honestly.
I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy with an expensive camera and I'm just here, you know.
Show some love.
Yeah, that's all.
No, for sure.
But I think what your thought process was for it came into fruition because that's exactly what happened. It felt like more of a community-based thing. Like it wasn't just an event just for, you know, people of power or people with money 100%. Or whatever. Like you go into this event like, damn, this is cool. Like you had your mom there. They had that. Yeah. You guys had the 2 backdrops. You had a DJ. You guys had tattoos going on. Like you had a little of everything that showed that this community is here and it's growing, but it just needed a space to be in, right? And you know, props to you for putting that event together because we talked about it. And I was like, you probably just want the event over with you. And you're like, Yes, sir. Like
Yeah.
I've been planning this stuff for the last month. Like I'm just happy that it's happening, but I'm just ready for it to be over and get ready for the next one.
Right. Yeah. No. Shout out. First, I want to say shout out to my girl. She's been a real trooper, and this was her idea in the first place. You know, the thing was, she's been talking about this event for a long time. Ever since she moved to Salt Lake City, she's been talking about it because the event is through Powered by Faith, and Powered by Faith is her clothing brand. And what it is just, like I said earlier, you know, my little testimony about what it's like to have faith is just having that idea that knowing everything's going to be all right, you know, because faith is assurance in the things that we do not see. That's the way that I translate faith, you know, because people think faith, a lot of people think it's directly tied to religion, when it's really not, you know. Faith is assurance in the things that we do not see. And the thing was, I had to have a lot of faith in that event. I had to have a lot of faith in my girl and with God, because the thing was, my girl, I had the opportunity to plan this months in advance, right? But I didn't have that faith yet. I didn't. It was a challenge for me because I was going through my own thing. Started my business, right? I was like, I'm busy. I was going through a promotion of my job. So just going through those transitions, and, you know, my girl telling me that she wants to do an event, something that I've never done before. It was a lot to tackle at the time, right? It felt very overwhelming, and I didn't want to do it. That's the procrastinator mind, right? You get anxiety from what it is that's so far ahead down the line that you can't even focus about the things that you could do at the moment. But my girl, throughout the entire time, she knew she had a plan. Like she had to do it. Like when it came July, I don't even think it was July. I think it was the last week of August. She said, all right, so this is the space that I want to do. And I was like, what the hell? You still want to do it? We only got a month. I'm like, damn. I didn't want to tell her no, right? I could have directed the conversation, but it didn't feel right to me to be like, hey, look, you know what? Listen, I think we got to focus. I said, fuck it. You know what? Bring it on. Bring the challenge on. As hard as it was, I said, I'm going to have faith in this plan that it's going to work out through every single challenge that came, through the laziness, through the frustration, through the busyness, through all these feelings that I felt throughout that whole month. Like, there's times where we didn't want to do the event no more, where I wanted to like not do anything at all anymore. But those are those moments that I persisted through that helped me be resilient, you know? I think there's this book that I'm reading. I forgot what book it is. I think it's called The Creative Act. And it's by Rick Rubin. And one of his books, or one of his chapters, talks about resiliency and how it's so important for every single creative in this field, is because through those days that you do not want to do anything, those are the days where you want to do something. Because those are what makes you resilient. Those days are what helps you build that consistency for those days that you don't want to do it. It starts with that 1%, right? It's like I think I talked about this last time I was with y'all doing that video that we did for this event. But it was the diamond, the mining at the diamond. And then there's like this guy who just quit, but the diamond's like right there.
Yep.
You know, like stuff like that. If you're not resilient, you might stop when the blessing's right there on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
You know? So I've pushed through this entire month being resilient, facing these challenges, trusting God, because I'm going to be honest, that shit was hard. There's times where I didn't want to do it at all. There's times where I wanted to give up. And bro, I'm so thankful I didn't give up because it worked, right? Like I'm thankful for that you guys came through, that you guys were able to give me those pointers of how you felt about the event, because those are, like, to be honest, like feeling the remnants of still the event. I'm still feeling it, you know, like how did the event go? Because I'm still busy, you know, so I still got all these things that I'm doing with work, with my family, with whole personal life, right? That I didn't really take the time to really reflect on how the event did as a whole. I've been doing it piece by piece by piece. And I think that's because of the relationship that I have with the event, because it was overwhelming, right? But at the end of the day, that event was a blessing because it taught me so much during that entire month, during that entire day, during that whole moment where I had to show up and show out and learn how to lead not others but myself, you know, because through it all, if you're not leading, someone's leading you, and if you don't feel like someone's leading you, then you're stuck. You know, there has to be a direction where you're trying to flow towards that you're going through, but the thing is, where do you believe that energy is going towards? You know, because if you don't believe that you're being progressive, then you're stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody who has a goal believes that they're going to get towards a certain point. But if you don't believe that, then you're stagnant, whatever it may be. Because I find myself, bro, sitting on my phone, doom scrolling for hours. There's times where I could be like, you know what, let's get ahead on this event. But it was so overwhelming to me that I just didn't want to do anything on some of those days. But it wasn't until like the last couple of weeks of the pre-event where I started like hustling, grinding down. I was running on like 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. But through those days, I saw that I could do it. You know, I saw that it was possible through what it is that I was trying to achieve at the moment. The thing is, the drive has to be there, and you have to trust it enough to know that it's going to work. Because if you don't, then you're just already psyching yourself out. You're already canceling that opportunity for the blessing to be there because you said it's not possible.
Yeah.
You know, so through that entire month, my girl, she was hustling. She was putting in that work, helping me stay on my toes always. She was orchestrating so much. She designed that whole space. Like the entire space she designed. All I did was like get the stuff for her. I'm like, you look, take care of the space. I'll take care of the vendors. Let's take care of like where are the ways that we can take some weight off of her shoulders. You know?
Yeah.
And the space was hers and the vendors were mine. So throughout the entire month, you know, just kind of coordinating everything and just learning how to throw an event was a huge challenge. But I'm thankful that I had that challenge because right now where I'm at in my life, I feel very motivated. Like I know I'm about to transition into this new phase into my life where I'm going to receive a lot of blessings because I believe in that. I've seen where my relationship has and my faith has been taking me throughout these moments. And it's through my patience that I'm finding so much more blessings come into my life because I'm accepting the gratitude. I'm accepting that energy. I'm accepting, hey, if it doesn't work, it's all right. Let's keep on moving. Let's keep on pushing. Whatever it may be, right? For example, like, man, that event, I didn't profit, but I was down on some money, right? I'm like, fuck, I have bills still that I need to pay, but I had a vacation that I had to go to in Vegas because it was my cousin's 21st. And I was like, man, I was trying to ball out this 21st birthday, right? But I couldn't during that time. So I was like, man, I started stressing about materials, started stressing about financial stuff. I started stressing. But then I realized how much it started affecting me when the people around me started catching up on it. Like while I was in Vegas, hey, you good, man? What's wrong? Like, what's going on? Like after the event, I was supposed to be like, I was treating vacation. I was supposed to treat Vegas like a vacation. But after the event, I wasn't doing that. You know, I was too stuck in my mind where I'm like, man, you know what? I feel so drained. I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to think. But that's not me, you know. I'm a thinker and a doer, you know. Like I curate a lot of thoughts, but I need to be doing a lot more. Because in my head, thoughts can only go so far, but action goes farther.
Yeah.
You know? So I didn't keep the ball rolling, and that's what kept me in that stagnant position. So if I keep the ball rolling and start doing still, right? Even if it was just to enjoy my vacation, that's what I had to do. Because I didn't have to work, right? I didn't have to do anything. I'm on a vacation. I got to enjoy. But I wasn't even doing that. So I was stuck in my head, and I was battling this fight in my head for half of the trip. But it wasn't until I surrendered myself back to my ways of knowing, like through God. Like let me know and understand that everything's gonna be good. Having that faith, like I said, you know, it's like an ongoing challenge that I'm going through. And through that time in Vegas, you're in Sin City, you know? So there's a lot of negative energy that can be around you too. But throughout that time, I knew that I was going to feel like I'm going to be knocked off my path. Yeah. Like I'm going to be distracted. There's a lot of things that's going to make me feel negative, you know? Because, bro, I remember one time I was driving through Vegas and I was just driving through it. You could feel Vegas's energy, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's called Sin City for a reason. So when I was in Vegas, I had to remind myself every day, or throughout that time that, look, shit's going to come to you, you know? But the thing is, don't just ignore the shit that comes to you. Acknowledge it, accept it, live with it because it is still the present moment. It still does exist.
Yeah.
This is a lesson, you know?
Yeah, that's one of those things where you have to, I learned that as I'm growing, there's things that you have to unpack, you know? And if you can't just let them sit, because what happens is you'll have a great day and then something will remind you of what had happened.
Right.
And then what happens, you ruin your whole day because you didn't unpack that and you didn't accept what had happened to you. And so you had to unpack it that day when you should have just unpacked it when it already happened to you.
Right.
Accepted it, moved on, grow from it. Great. All right. We're good. But that's what happens, right? You had that event. you were happy that it was over, right? You got to vacation and you were like, fuck, I'm not able to do what I wanted to do when that event was over. You know what I mean? And so now you're sitting there sulking. You're like, damn. But you could still have had a good time and still accepted what had happened and, you know what I mean, enjoyed that 21st birthday with your cousin,
exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you let it sit and wait. And then what happens is you're like, oh, fuck, it's coming up now.
Yeah, for
You know
sure. That's why as soon as I got home from my vacation, I had to clean the house, bro, because I was like, it is exactly how you said it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you leave that suitcase after going to a vacation, that shit's just gonna sit there.
Yep.
Until you unpack it, and then you could realize, hey, look, you know, my vacation is finally over. You know, everything's put away. I'm in my space again.
Yep.
I could reset.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, basically, yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where, like I said, I've been growing, and I'm doing this a lot with my past relationships because that's just what I have to do because those have been the most like impactful in my life these past couple of years. Have been like the past relationships, and I'm just unpacking the shits that I did in those relationships or that they've done to me, and like learning how I reacted, and like, okay, I could have done that better. It's over with, which is okay, and that's fine. But like, if that situation were to happen again, I know how to handle it. I know how to move those things around,
Right.
You know, and not get defensive or not get mad or get frustrated.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I believe there's always a time and place where it's appropriate to unpack, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of times where we might put ourselves into a situation where what we're doing with our feelings is immature or is
100%.
irresponsible, you know, where people don't know how to keep to themselves. Because the thing is, be open about your feelings, but the thing is, there's some things that you got to protect.
100%.
Whatever you put out into this world is, you know, is very powerful. You know, if you put energy onto this world, that's very powerful. Whatever you speak into existence, that's very powerful. So watch your tongue. You know, that's what the Bible talks about. Watch your tongue. Because if you talk about, hey, look, I'm sad, then you will be sad. You know, you talk about, hey, man, I can't do this. You will.
Yeah, speaking into existence.
Yeah, you are what you say you are at the end of the day. So.
But yeah, so like during that time in Vegas and coming to where I am now and coming full circle to this podcast, because I remember when we planned this, like when we scheduled this podcast, it's been like what, almost how many?
It's been about a month, no?
It's almost damn near.
Yeah,
About a month, right?
Yeah, so
when was Be the Light? It was
just
just
like end of
July.
July.
Yeah.
It was on a weekday,
Yeah, it's the
Thursday.
25th.
was it July?
Yeah, July
July
25th.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So it's not even been a month. It's been like 3 weeks, dude.
Yeah, but it felt like a month.
Damn.
So
That's crazy. Yeah, it did feel like kind of long, but it hasn't been that long actually.
I think things just been happening and time's going fast, bro. Like I said, there's a lot of distractions in this life that will try to push you, that will try to, like I said, distract you.
100%.
Just period, point blank. But that's why the social media exists. That's why the news exists, is because they're trying to distract you. But the thing is, the only thing that exists in this moment is the present moment, right? We're consumers. You're not buying clothes, consuming social media, eating like as much food as we can because it's so accessible to us. And I've thought about living in the Philippines just so that I could consume less, you know. But now that you said the war with China and stuff, I'm like, oh man, maybe the Philippines is not the best spot. It's like
after.
But in reality, like I don't think, and this is just the reality of things. I feel like it's up to you,
right?
Whether you move to Philippines or not, if you want to consume less or not. You know what I mean?
Because you can do that here.
You can do that
it's a
here.
choice still.
Right.
You know?
It's. I remember when we had
It
someone.
may help you, maybe easier, but and I get that. But like sometimes easier is not better.
Yeah.
Right. No, most definitely. Yeah.
Oh, we had someone on the podcast, or it was like we were having a conversation after the podcast, and they're like, "Yeah, I just learned to live in the 90% instead of worrying about the 10%."
Yeah.
And when they said that, I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." Because that 10%.
Was that Taylor?
No, it
95?
wasn't Taylor.
Oh, it wasn't Taylor.
No, he has the same rule, but it's
Yeah,
someone we
yeah.
talked about after the podcast.
Huh.
I think it was just me that was talking to them. I was
Oh,
like
really?
texting them or something because I
Okay.
was like, "Thank you for coming to the podcast."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Yeah, dude, I just like learned to live in the 90% and forget the 10%." But the 95.5 is the same thing as Taylor was
Same
saying,
shit,
right?
yeah.
We had Taylor Morgan here. So he has a thing on his hats when they were releasing it. He said, "I want you to feel it every time. Is that there's 95 and 5 right here. Live in that 95%, and don't worry about the 5% because that 5% can cover over that 95% once you start thinking about it."
95% of your day could have went so good,
Mhm.
and that 5% of you breaking a glass or you spilling a drink can ruin your day. Don't let that ruin your day.
Most definitely. Yeah. No. Shout out Taylor, bro. That's the homie right there. Show Love Club.
Mm-hmm.
I helped him. You
Do
know,
that,
his,
the drift lounge and all that stuff.
his yeah. So his logo, the Show Love
SLC?
Club logo,
Yeah.
the stacked one.
Yeah.
That's how I met him at first, was because he asked me to design that logo for him. And I've been seeing his journey through how he started his clothing brand
Yeah.
since the beginning. And it's been beautiful because he has a great deal of following, you know, like, but he's also able to create a community,
100%.
you know, with what he's able to make. And it's been beautiful. Every event that I've been to that Taylor has made has been a hit every single time. It's been
100%.
beautiful, you know, like the one over at that one breakfast spot,
Sunday's best.
Sunday's Best,
Yep,
the
I
one
was
over there, the one that was at the art studio, the one I saw him, like, what is it called? The
Which one?
one by the train tracks by Rio Grande.
It's not Studio. Is that Studio 11? It might be Studio
No,
11.
no, it's like all I know is that like it's a shared art space type thing where people could rent out like
I'm trying to remember.
art studios. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, he did it over there. He did it with his homie Taylor Brooks. I think he owned the space. But yeah, and then to his Drift Lounge one that he did with Makomi.
Comey. Yeah.
You know, that's beautiful. You know, like that's what I think is this city's about, is through collaboration. And then
100%.
they're doing it, you know. They're doing the damn thing. They're making the moves, like with everybody. Like shout out Lovers, you know, Deshaun, like that's something that he stands on as well. Like putting on for the community. Shout out Day and Night. Like Day and Night always supports the community. They support every event space that's out there. They whatever, you know, like there's a lot of people that support the community. Shout out you guys. You guys put on a platform for people to speak their minds, and you do it with an open heart, not knowing how much people might have needed that opportunity, you know. Like for me to speak on this platform, that's big for me, right? It's a blessing that I'm able to speak with you guys vulnerably and
100%.
to share stories with you that, you know, that I talk about on a daily, but I'm not able to look back on them
100%.
through a podcast
Yeah.
and kind of reflect on them. I don't know, maybe some of the things that I say might have helped people, whoever's watching, you know, whatever it may be. I know that I've heard a lot from you guys that that I take into consideration, that I take to heart, because what we're doing is valuable. You know, what everybody doing, what you've brought into this space is valuable, and the people that you've been interviewing are valuable people. Like for example, Afrofu, he's a very valuable creator in the community. He's done his, you know. Like I remember meeting you for the first time was at Drift Lounge, and that's the first time that I found out you guys did interviews, because I think you guys were about to drop Afros, and then Afro was like, "Oh, if you guys need an interview, hit this guy." And I was like, that's cool, you know. Like I didn't know that something like that existed out here, because everybody talks about wanting to start a podcast. I mean, like everybody. There's a lot of people.
I know a lot of people that want to do a podcast. They just don't do it.
But you guys are very consistent in what you do. You know,
Yeah.
you guys put on for the city. You guys put on for yourselves. You guys are creating. You guys have the structure. You guys have the system, and it's beautiful because for a space like this to exist, you're opening up. It's almost like a new portal to this whole new reality that could be possible, just because you guys decided to decorate the space with these vinyls, with this product, with these mics. You know, shout out Channel Orange. What's dope that you guys made me pick a record to put on here. You know, I think that's beautiful. Just help people feel more comfortable, feel feel more included in space.
That's the intention, man. When we say this, me, Tay, Moose, Key, we say this every time. We want you guys and whoever comes here to feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable, to talk about whatever you want to talk about, whether it's trauma, whether it's drama, whether it's, with your parents, your relationships, whatever it may be, it's a public, thing. So like, that's up to you to decide if it's, if you want to do that. But in reality, we're not here to shame or judge or whatever. We're here to converse and be available to you in this 2 hours and make sure that you feel like you got something out of this conversation. Or you enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
It's been a big thing about believing who we are because everyone knows they have it in them. It's about doing, right?
Yeah.
We knew that we had this before, like P came onto the team before all this.
Yeah.
I knew that my team or whoever I made or whoever I knew in life that can do this with me, they were going to do it. Right. And then the whole entire thought process of this room, like I tell people, like we thought about the color, we thought about the vinyl thing. Cause that's the very first thing I think when I'm like in someone's car, if I don't know them, their music they play is like, oh yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like, what music are they gonna play, or like what music I want to play, and then what can we talk about, right? So the very first thing I do is like, pick a vinyl, and they were like, oh yeah, I like this one, like I love the music, and then that's when we're getting all set up. That's the first topic we have before is is like, oh yeah, what's your favorite song off the album, or why do you like that? It kind of eases them into it because we know that it's not easy meeting new people, especially on a platform like this where. Now you have to spend the first 15 minutes to get comfortable and like get to know who you're talking with, because in that first, they say in the first 20 minutes you talk to someone, you can gauge where the conversations are to go, right? And that's usually the beginning of these episodes. That's why I ask, who are you and what do you do every single time, because that gives them the option to now talk about themselves, how open they really want to be on this platform, right? And then right when you get in 20 minutes and you find out we're just a bunch of dudes that are just on here, just like bullshit and having fun. we're just like the normal homies you have at home. We're just on a platform that do that.
Just mics in front of our face now.
Just mics and cameras, bro. Yeah. This is a regular conversation you have with your boys when you're sitting in the living room, maybe smoking something, maybe something on the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's beautiful because I am a talker. I love talking, but I think through these past years that I've been kind of focusing on my grind, I've talked a lot less. I definitely have to deal with like business people and stuff like that, but like being real, like having an open conversation, it's like I haven't had those in a minute, because like I said, the reason why I wanted to do the Be the Light event too was to have more conversations like this, or to build a relationship so that we can have more conversations like this as well, because everybody has a thought in their mind. Everybody has a story to share. But the number one thing is, how is that story being shared, right? That's why with my digital agency, one thing that I stand by is like, tell your story the way it was meant to be. Yeah. That's on my business card. It's just, everybody has a story, but some people, if they're trying to promote their business, for example, they have this story that they want to tell. Like, for example, for my mom, like her roots go back to selling food in her kitchen in Rose Park, serving the Filipino community, making posts on Facebook, asking, hey, you want to make a pre-order, stuff like that. I tell that story. I help my mom tell that story through her business on her website, on her social media, because I know the importance of a story, because I studied film, because I did photography, because I've read stories myself, I've told stories myself. So one thing that resonates with me when it comes to a business is their story, like where are your backgrounds, like where do you come from? Yep. And then as I get to know more about you guys or more about the business, then I could connect with them more, resonate with them more. Like the fact that you guys are Southeast Asian men, that resonates with me, Right. Because the thing is, you guys are doing something that's creative, and you guys look like me too, Like I think that's beautiful, because growing up, I was the only Filipino in my school.
Was there really no
in Rose Park?
Swear there was.
Can you name even 5 Filipinos that you hang out with?
I can. JJ's one of them.
Yeah,
JJ's one of them that I hang out with. I don't. But I know some. Raven.
Let's see, I can say the same thing, but that's really. I didn't really know that there was really a big Filipino community out here. There's a lot.
There is a lot.
But they're just spread out.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, see, that's because through the podcast and stuff, like I was able to.
That. But yeah, you didn't know him before. Yeah, I knew him before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you. I feel like there's more. I feel like Wes, Maybe.
No,
Yeah.
even when I went to West, there was none.
Really?
Not in Rose Park.
Wasn't that really that
Rose
many
Park,
Asians?
No. They're Viet.
Yeah,
They're
a lot of
Viet.
Vietnamese people.
Viet. I
Ah.
was like the one Laos kid
Mm.
when I was there.
Yeah, there was
God.
definitely like, if not Filipinos, there's like more.
There was
Laos
a bunch
people.
of Laos
Yeah.
and Thai people in West Valley.
No, that's where.
Hunter and Granger.
No
that's
cap.
where the
No
Asians
cap.
are
That's
at.
where all the
Yeah, that's where all the
they're
Asians are at,
Yeah.
bro. Swear to God.
But it's
so
such
true.
it was such a big change for me coming from Portland to here because like Portland's a diverse city, but
Yeah.
so many damn Asians.
Oh, really?
So
In
many,
Portland?
For
so
sure.
many.
Yeah.
And like I said, you get to choose which high school you go to. I don't know how it is now, but when I was growing up, like you got to choose. So I chose the one that was furthest away from home, but damn, there were a lot of Asians still. Like where I went to, there were so many Asians. It was crazy to see. And then coming here, it was like, okay, all the Asians I hang out with are either B-boys or just B-boys. That was really it. Or like,
they B-boy.
or just,
Oh, yeah.
or
for sure.
singers.
or singer. No, I didn't.
They weren't
Even,
even singers?
not when I was growing up. Like I hung out with just Somchai and his crew, really.
It's fair, yeah.
And that they were all just pretty
They were
much
not
B-boys.
singing. Yeah, those
Right.
guys were not singing.
Jimmy was. Shout out Jimmy.
Jimmy
Hero.
Vo?
Yeah, I'll show you a cover.
Really? There's no way.
There's a way he did.
I could
what,
see that, though.
Shawn Mendes or something.
I could see that.
You could check it out.
Wait, was he in high school?
Yeah, he was in high school. He was playing the uke. Yeah,
No, that
No.
wasn't. No, we're talking about him
But he-
singing.
yeah, He was one of the very few at the time.
I have a cover of Sunday morning on Facebook.
No, he's Viet.
He's Viet.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jimmy Vo.
But no, like that's why I said all the Philippine. Like I grew up with so many Filipinos that just b-boyed, but then also they're either b-boys or they're playing basketball. Those are
Yeah.
only Filipinos that I knew growing up. When,
true, yeah.
That was in Portland.
One thing they have in common, they're short,
Yeah, well they'll cook your ass though.
but they're fast though.
Yeah,
That's
they're
where they.
fast.
Yeah, they're fast. They got the condensed.
They're condensed all of it into their feet so they can
Real,
move. Yeah,
exactly. It's crazy because my cousin, he's short. He's like 5'3", no 5'4".
God damn.
But that fool's fast. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's
quick,
he's
yeah.
killer in like basketball. That's why I always wondered. Because for me, like I'm thinking basketball players need to be like 6 feet. Oh, how could you do that? And then I see him play. I'm like, bro, this guy's dashing. It's like
Yeah,
Muggsy
shifty.
Bogues, you know?
Yeah, shifty.
Yeah.
Like he's shifty for sure, bro. Like
Not at a professional, but even like before professional level, being small, like if you're good, you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
for
just
sure.
the fact that
Yeah.
you're playing with pros, you're going to play 7-footers. You're not really seeing a 7-footer on a regular basis until you're playing pro basketball. So
Yeah.
like,
honestly,
yeah.
because it's
Now
such a
they
huge
are.
advantage.
Now they're growing.
I mean, yeah.
Kai Sato. Like he's.
Oh, he's Filipino. Yeah, he's like 7'2", bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kaisato's
They put something in his milk.
Yeah.
You know, there's this
The
supplement.
Chinese milk.
Yeah, no cap, huh? GMO milk.
Yeah.
He said
That Yao Ming. That Yao Ming.
That Yao milk.
Yao Ming
Yao.
made in the lab.
that Yao
Look at
milk.
that. They got a 7-footer, 16-year-old. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that was Asian girl.
Yeah, she's she's hooping on them,
Literally
dropping
don't even
40
jump.
and
She's
40.
gotta-
It's so funny how they move on a court though. They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're just like
I
stiff
couldn't
arm
even.
it
I
up.
couldn't even imagine being that size.
Mhm.
Because I think I struggle. I wouldn't say I struggle moving now, but like, it's just
Not
so
tall
much.
guy.
It's just so.
I know, dude. Just because you're 6'2", okay, we don't have the.
All right.
I'm in the. It's weird because like people look at me, they're like, "You're not 6 foot." I'm like, I have to tell people I'm not 6 foot
Because he's you're
because
just.
I'm 5'10".
It's the
and a
aura,
half,
bro. It's
dude.
aura. It's plus
Yeah.
10,000 aura, bro. That's
what
why
it
you have
is.
the big.
I don't have the Jason. I don't have the Jason Tatum aura. Then you see that video, that meme is like
my God.
3 guys in this video have 0 aura, and it's they're
Tyrese
white.
Halliburton,
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton, and Jason Tatum. I'm like,
So
fuck, I
funny.
fuck with Tyrese Halliburton, man. You see you see that meme when they won that gold and he pulls out the car. He says, "This man Tyrese Halliburton pulled up with the avalanche." I said,
Snow bunny.
"Fuck."
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that shit was funny.
Oh my god. Well, damn. What are we at? It's been like 2 hours, bro. I feel like.
We're about an hour 43.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out Olympics.
He's a gentleman.
Shout out Asians. Man, we had a lot to discuss today, huh?
Yeah, we did. That's. I think that's kind of it's.
That's how it goes.
Kind of the point, you know.
We go to like
I love that.
we go to like the introduction of who you are. We dive a little bit, and then we talk about some bullshit, and then we circle
No, I
back.
fuck with it though because man, I'm over here like, bruh, I'm not gonna cap with you. Like before I came here, I was talking to ChatGPT. I'm like, all
do I say?
right, what is the basic etiquette of being on a podcast? I'm like-
GPT does, bro.
Hey,
because I'm
that's
like-
fire though. He was trying to prepare himself.
Yeah, because bro, I came over here. I'm like, all right, should I take like a little bit of mushrooms, or what's the vibe? You know, like that's not even the vibe, but what am I trying to do?
You could have took a whole lot of it. That would have been fun.
that'd
I know, right? That
That'd
could
be
have been
tight.
like a whole episode.
Then I
been
could have
tight.
that could have put on like a scary movie or something behind us. Like he would have been. We're talking. He's like,
I'm like, oh,
He's like, why is Hereditary on right now? Just on the laptop right
Is that
here.
hit the cloud?
It's just on a
I know how
laptop
to.
and
I know how to work with people like that. That's
Yeah, so
You
do
know?
I.
No, I mean, like, it's not even a thing. I don't even
Yeah.
do it like that. But
Yeah.
I was like, because
You're just confused on how to approach
exactly,
this. Yeah.
man. I was just like, man, what should I even talk about? Because when you come to these things that I've never done before, because I could tell somebody, because I do social media, so I do a lot of social media planning for businesses and stuff. So I could tell somebody what they got to do, but when it comes down to me having to do something, I'm like, I don't know, like
yeah. It's
I
the Ricky
immediately-
Bobby hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
immediately.
what I call it. When everyone like is like nervous, I'm like, it's the Ricky Bobby hands.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
literally-
gets that, bro. At first, everybody gets that, but after a while, it's we're just fucking.
Yeah, no, you guys are used to it, and but what's it called? I think it's very interesting because it's this new thing that I'm opening up to my life. It's a new perspective. It's
Yeah.
new. It's going into that uncomfortable situation that will help you.
Grow. Yeah.
Because I'm sure after this conversation, bro, I might hop on a couple of calls and try to lock in some deals. Because I've been talking for like almost 2 hours now, so I'm like, okay, I think I've been warmed up for a little bit now. So I'm gonna make sure to make some calls later tonight, try to get some new clients, whatever.
Some digital.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been, because I moved to LA after I graduated high school. It was like at the height of the pandemic.
COVID,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
You graduated 2019, so
Yeah,
you was out there.
Damn.
Yeah. So like I went to LA in the middle of the pandemic thinking that I was about to I'm about to thrive. I'm in LA. I'm about to do everything, videography, photography. Lockdown, bro. I was literally put inside a box, But through that box, I learned a lot of discipline because
go.
I lived with my girl's my girl's dad parents. Well, she's like stepmom, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
But yeah, so we lived over there. She had this garage that we lived in, and her dad was a very not strict figure, but a very disciplined person. He's gone through a lot of bullshit in his life, so he learned how to go through that. And through this time that I was there, he was teaching me that because he was more close to us, or he was. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
She's talking to me.
He's telling him to lean back.
Telling me
Okay.
He's going out of frame.
Yeah.
Okay,
'cause I'm
okay.
like this.
But yeah, he taught me discipline because it was almost like, oh, I have this young adult who's coming into my house, because he only had a little 1-year-old, and it was his daughter that moved there because of some personal reasons, during that year. And then a couple months later, I get put into the situation too. So through that time, in his head, he was saying, what can I do in this situation to help this young man grow?
Yeah.
And he guided me through a lot of things. He's honestly one of the people that helped strengthen my relationship with God. He's a very powerful. He has a strong belief in Christ.
Yeah.
He has a giant Jesus tattoo on his back, very beautiful. But I've learned a lot from him. He's very wise, and through his stories, through all the shit that he's been through, I had learned a lot. And I'm thankful that that's what I learned, because at the time I thought I was going to learn my skills as a photographer, learning my trade to a T at that time, which I did. I'm looking back at some of the work that I did when I was in California, and I was like, man, I didn't know I was performing at that level.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could make quick videos like that, because I'd be looking at some of the projects I do now. I'm like, hell yeah. But I was like, man, I've been doing that.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't doing it enough at a certain point. So it wasn't until that I moved back to Salt Lake City where I had to apply what discipline I learned from LA. I had to apply all the things that I learned through being alone, because I didn't talk to my parents during that time either. It was kind of like, oh shit, you're moving, you're not going to school. You're going to move in with this girl, because that's their first instinct, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't trust the process. I mean, they did, because they let me go there, right? But at the end of the day, I felt like I didn't have the support I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I needed verbal. I need affirmations, oh, hey, you good, everything good. But they told me, hey, if you move, don't ask for money. You're on your own, figure it out. Obviously, I know I could ask my parents if I need a little bit of help here and then, but it was just them telling me hey, look, if you're going to move, hey, don't move, type shit, Bro, but I was like, at the time, I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I go to California with the intention of, damn, I'm alone. You know, that wasn't cool. But at the end of the day, it helped teach me more about myself than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned a lot about just controlling my emotions.
Yeah.
I think me as a person, I'm very emotional, you know, and when it comes to my emotions, it can switch up really quick. And if I don't learn how to control it, like I said, like the whole idea of watch your tongue, everything can go south, bro. Like, because the thing is, if I learn how to control my emotions and communicate, then I'll be able to have the conversation before blowing up.
Yeah.
You know, which was most of my venting sessions all throughout growing up, was we didn't talk about the topic that was bugging us or bothering us until it was at its peak, you know, until it was like, oh, I can't, you know, I'm doing some bullshit, like I'm self-sabotaging like crazy. And then my parents get mad at me for self-sabotaging. And then that's where we have the conversation, you know, where it was like, oh, if I learn to control my emotions to be able to, you know, that's what I think I've been learning, is just learn how to control your emotions enough to understand that it's a new day.
Yeah.
You know, that whatever comes from yesterday does not have to come in through today. Whatever you felt in the last hour does not have to come into this hour. And I've been learning different ways to do that. Just take a deep breath, you know, like learning how to control my breath, learning how to control my habits, learning how to be more intentional. Just learning every single one of those things through, like I said, through patience and through Christ.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I honestly don't know where I was going with that, but...
No, you're fine. That's what the platform is for, though, you know? It's just, it gives...
We got to keep it real, you know? Like, there's times where I'm, like, talking on this, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh, am I talking too long? And this is, like,
bro,
part of the reason.
Whatever you want to get off, bro. That's what it is. That's what it's for.
Honestly what we're for. I do this every day, though. Trust me.
Yeah, bro.
I do this on a regular
we
basis.
know how to
It's not-
ramble, bro. We all do it.
Just not a job for me, but I have people that come to the house that have business meetings, and I'm just talking. I'm like, hey, let me know to shut up sometimes, you know. But honestly, I want to hear the stuff that you're going through, because
That's what it is. Yeah.
it's not just for us, but it's for people out there that need to hear this. You know, we've been through so much in life, you know, and we've grown to understand what we went through, but we never had someone to tell it to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had the same conversation just last week. I was like, or no, it was on Saturday. Saturday we went to go hang out at the bar.
Yep.
And then we went to go grab food after, but we have our, family friends. They're just, they're trauma dumping and all this stuff. And I was like, but this is normal for me, you know, and I was just like saying some stuff about them and saying, hey, this is what maybe you need to change and all this stuff. And they're like, damn, are you reading my mind? Or I'm like, nah, I just do this every week. You know, I have the same conversation with someone that's going through life or trying to figure out their business, or, hey, it ain't new to me because I went through it as well.
Right.
Ain't nobody ever asked me growing up, like, how are you doing? I had the same conversation during that conversation, and I was like, you know what you guys need to change? Maybe you guys should ask how you're doing. Maybe you should ask your siblings, are you guys okay? Because no one's going to do it. Right. And I've become the friend that's like, I'll check up on you now. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? Are you doing okay?
The change.
I'm trying to change the habits. I want people to know it's like, it's okay to ask how you're doing, or to say, I don't seek attention at all, but it's like, that's how I do it. I'm like, hey, are you doing okay? Because last time I checked up on you, this is what you were going through in life, And I was that person for the people, because when my grandpa died, ain't nobody ever asked me how I was doing. Ain't nobody even texted me, but like, hey man, I hope you're doing okay. And then I thought to myself after, some healing, I was like, damn, that kind of sucked that nobody ever reached out to me once. And I did nothing but reach out to everyone, And then in that moment, I realized, like, fuck, is it me, or is it...
No,
or is it something that I do wrong? But then I realized I'm that person for them, so they didn't know how to interact with me when I was going through something.
Right. Yeah.
It's true.
No, that's very true.
It's true. I'm not gonna lie, because nobody, it's funny you say that, but it's terrible also at the same time, because it's like we make the assumption that majority of the time you're good. Like you're Tay, like, like that's what it is. That's what it is.
And majority of the time, that's me though.
And that when that did happen though, it wasn't easy to reach you, to be honest. It really wasn't. So because I couldn't find a way to get to you. So that's why. But like on top of that, yeah, like majority of the time it's like you're Tay, he's fine. You know, like he'll come to us when he's ready to come to us. That's what it was. You know,
Right. Yeah.
From my perspective, at least.
Yeah. And that's how it comes off with me though. You know,
Yeah.
like people are just gonna expect me to come back and be like, okay, he's gonna come back, be normal. If he has a problem, then it's like he'll let us know.
Yeah.
But they're going through that. You know, the healing over the last 4 years.
Man, yeah.
Like I said, no one in my family asked me how I was doing.
Friends.
No one, even friends and family that were. I just lived life like it was normal, and everyone just like, he's gonna figure it out, and that's why they never asked. They just assumed that I was gonna figure it out, right? And then I was like, damn, this kind of sucks because I'm texting my homies like his grandma died. I'm like, man, I hope things are going okay. Like if you need anyone, just let me know. Blah blah blah.
Nobody.
And then I realized like, damn, no one did that for me.
I love how you're able to really reflect on that because that plays a part in like what I was going through in California too. Like aside from my parents not talking to me, like nobody
None of
from
the
high
homies.
school,
Yep.
none of the homies hit me up, bro,
That's what it is, man.
at all. Like, and it was like coming from like I said, I was social during high school, so I talked to everybody, you know. So from my circle being so big to like non-existent at that point, I was just like I was kind of so confused, like what did I do? You know, like it was almost like a what did I do type of feeling. When in reality, like I love how you put it, it's just like they didn't know better type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like an incompetence type of thing. It's just a lesson that has not been learned yet. Or like an experience that has not been there yet, you know?
Yeah.
Because I address it to some of my homies. I'm like as a joke, bro, where were you? I haven't talked to you in years, bro. You know, like stuff like that. And little did I know, they're going through the same shit too.
Yeah.
They're going
You know?
through some shit too.
And that's what I learned is that, you know, even going through that process, like people were dying, people were going through some stuff.
Yep.
I still had enough energy to go ahead and be the guy still, you know, to still respond to people or still talk to people and make sure they're doing okay. During COVID, the whole entire shutdown, we didn't shut down. This house did not shut down at all. You needed a house to come to. This was the house to come to. If I didn't know you, you come over, drink a fuzz, blah, 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 do whatever. Our house was open because we knew that if we ever shut down, things would have changed. Life would have changed.
Damn, that
Life,
shit happened so long ago.
dude, it did. It was
4 years ago. Was
4 years
crazy.
feels crazy
Yeah,
because honestly,
bro.
it's like what we were doing 4
I'm
years
like, what
ago.
the fuck was I doing? Buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards and making a computer? Fuck.
But that's what stuff that we kind of figured out during the whole entire COVID process. Because like, you know, I figured out that I had an addictive personality. And it was really bad during
sense.
COVID. No, I have one because
Well, it's one of those things where like if you like something, but it's not easy for you to like things, I feel like.
I was addicted. I was addicted, dude. Yu-Gi-Oh? Fuck Yu-Gi-Oh.
itching for some Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was every day. It was like I wake up, like when's the card shop open? I know. They knew my name.
Okay, that shit was pretty bad.
It was bad, dude. I wasn't like buying one pack. I was buying like 3 booster boxes at a time. And that was like $200 a day. You know? But during that time it was just like, what else are we gonna do? Right? I only bought Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's what we can do at home.
Yeah, we all
Became a
played
habit.
Yu-Gi-Oh. We
Yeah,
all
it
played
became a
Yu-Gi-Oh.
habit. And that's a problem. I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of like being addicted to stuff because that's what makes me feel human, right? Like I want, because if it wasn't for that, I don't even know what I'd be doing. Like, oh yeah, what would I be focused on at that time? Because I really wanted to start the podcast during COVID.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing. I think that would have been better for me instead of getting addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because at least the outcome would have been different, right?
I wonder what it would look like.
If we did a COVID podcast and like try to figure stuff out from there.
I mean, I wouldn't have been a part of it, so like I don't know.
I think
what
you
that
guys would have
look
blown
like.
up, man. I think that was a very like
that was a strong time for content creation.
right, exactly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I knew that in my head. That was the very first thing I told the guys. It's like,
Why didn't it happen?
Why didn't it happen? Because everyone was too scared.
Oh,
Everyone else was too scared.
they didn't want to get on camera and shit.
No, it's just like
don't
what
wanna
they were
get
like. What are we gonna talk about? And like I was like, honestly,
Oh,
it would have been like the first 10 episodes. It would have been the same thing.
yeah.
But it would have been that during COVID. I think people would have found it more interesting during that
I
time.
mean, we would have been. I'm not we, but you guys would have been able to find some.
Oh yeah, I would have. We would have figured it out. Trust me, I would have. I had already had the whole business plan in front of them. We had all that. It was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, let's get the equipment. Let's go ahead and do this,
Yeah.
and then we would have figured it out from there. I think the process would have been the same. It would just been done earlier.
right.
We would have been in episode 400 right now.
Yeah, you guys would have had
maybe even more. G.
Nah, because COVID would have just still 1 episode a week, and I think we would have got used to that. And then but no, and the podcast came at the time it needed to.
right, exactly.
And I love where we have gone with it and what we're doing with it right now, honestly,
Yeah.
because over the last couple of weeks since the episode 100, we've kind of been taking it slow.
Yep.
There was a power outage one time. We skipped that episode, and then stuff's been going on in personal lives where people couldn't make it to episodes. But I think people are now having us as a collective are having that mental reset. I think we need it after pushing out 100 episodes that as fast as we did.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Doing 110 episodes or doing 100 episodes in a year and a half, or not even a year and a half, a year and 2 months.
3 months, 2 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Because you already think that 100 episodes for a normal podcast, that's 2 years. Right. 52 episodes a year. And then you're like, damn, that they did it in half the time, less than half the time.
Right.
And then we looked at it. I was like, damn, maybe we need to slow some things down and really just, who are we? What is
don't
this
get me wrong,
podcast?
I love this shit.
Yeah.
I love meeting new people. But man.
man, oh man.
It's draining, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's draining.
And then also I was trying to do like the content creating side too, going out and vlogging.
Tay was doing a lot of shit too.
Like,
yeah.
I just realized I wasn't taking any time to myself. Like this last Saturday, we had the pop up, we had events going on, and then I realized it was like 2 a.m. I'm like, damn, where the hell did our day go?
Right.
Like, right? And I have a wife, and we have a home, and I'm trying to like figure out like, thank God, blessing, because she's down to do all this stuff with me, you know?
Right. You know,
She's only doing it with you though. She's
Yeah.
not doing this ever without
Yeah.
you. So,
But then most of the time, like I'm gonna say like I won't do this without her. Like if she's not gonna show up to a shoot with me, I'm probably not gonna do that shoot.
yeah,
Or if there's like a vlog that she's not being part of, like of going out to eat and stuff, I probably don't want to do it.
yeah,
Right. And it's because it's become so normal for me to make sure she's okay. And that's the way we have to make sure we're okay, is that we're doing this together. Right. Because I think if I was out there doing it by myself, the relationship would become unhealthy for both of us. Because I'd be so used to just doing things by myself. And like if I needed help, I would not ask her for help. But because she's there, I can be like, hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you do this? Because that's where our relationship is at right now.
You guys opened the space up for that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is, though. You got to become healthy in your relationships and things you do, especially in this creative space. This was something that I wasn't used to. Making clothes, easy. I can do that in my sleep, right? Or selling clothes or selling something. I'll show you some stuff after. Like I had a business meeting this past weekend and like selling.
fuck.
If you guys want to catch me selling some stuff, I got dog chews, I got toys, I got everything you need. Just hit me up.
Face guard, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All natural boxer briefs.
All natural boxer briefs. P will come back with
No polyester. It's not good
no
for your
polyester.
skin. You
It's
feel me?
natural color, natural everything. Just
Natural dyes.
yeah, all natural dye.
Hell yeah.
No
So
dyes,
they're-
actually. All natural colors. I'll just
all
put
natural
it.
colors.
You can't say the
Natural
word
dye,
dye
yeah.
because then people are like, "Oh, you guys dyed that with what?"
Put them in Whole
you know.
Foods.
I think we're ready for the chef special.
Yeah. So we're coming towards the end of it. It's been a beautiful 2 hours. So I'm happy that we got to sit with you and talk with you because, I had the chance to talk with you more at Beat of Light, and then I saw where the conversation was going, and I wanted to. This episode was a whole entire elaboration of what you were already talking about,
What you're going
and
through.
getting from me to more so the people on the podcast that are watching. This more so for us to get to meet people and see what they're doing in the community because we're trying to build this community.
Build the community.
Right.
So if you guys need help in any different directions or angles or whatever it may be, like we have people here that we bring on that do creative, dope things, photography, film, like films, model, fucking basketball. We just have
Everything,
everything, training, football training, like all that. So we have almost everything here. So if you needed help, just go find an
It's
episode.
like a creative YMCA.
But we have a segment called Chef Special, Denzyl, and basically it's like a free game for the viewers or just a recipe you have.
Word, okay. So, shit, if we're going to cook up, I guess it has to do something with my expertise, which is social media, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to social media, the number one thing that I really suggest with businesses is do it yourself. Don't try to look for other people that can try to solve your problem because everything's at your fingertips. If you want to hire somebody, make sure you have done it yourself already because sometimes people get frustrated for something that they could have done themselves or they don't feel like it's valuable enough.
I've never, yeah.
But the thing is, if you're a business owner, marketing is the number one thing that you should do right now. And if you're not posting on social media every day, then you're not doing it right. Because the thing is, people's focus is on social media. You can build such a following on social media. The power of virality is insane. I posted a video on TikTok and it was one of the most basic ass fucking TikToks ever. But it was I was wearing a Kanye West mask and that shit got like, I don't know, I think almost like it got like 3.5 million likes. And it's got like I think 26 million views. something like that.
Damn.
God
But-
damn.
But it was like, you know how long it took me to make that video?
Fucking 10 minutes.
No,
Like 10 seconds.
because he probably just posted it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
just fucking.
I just did it. I posted it
Oh, because you were at the Ye show, weren't you? Huh? You were at the Ye show.
with a what?
Were you at the Ye show?
No, this is a long time ago.
This is
man.
2022 or 2021, something like that. I put on a mask. It was literally like one of those realistic face masks.
yeah.
Oh.
I was but honestly, like I just thought about what I know because I was thinking about everything viral. I was wearing the Kanye West mask. I was wearing Essentials hoodie. Those are really popular during the time too. The Edgar hand swing. I don't know if you guys remember that. They're just like,
Fuck is that? Oh, what the fuck,
Remember that?
bro?
I don't know, man. I wasn't
I
on
know
social
you're
media
talking
like
about.
that.
I know what you're
but
talking
he-
about. Yeah.
but the Edgar hand swing, like the I put all of those components into a video and it went viral like crazy, without me knowing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I just tried. I just did it that day. You know, I did it myself. No social media planning, no fancy camera, no nothing. But you know how many sales I brought in for that company? Because they commented on my video. They stole my video. Gave me no credit though. But I was waiting for an incentive. I'm like, bro, I probably gave you a couple racks just for my video, right? But the thing was like he wasn't consistent with his business. So he wasn't able to really profit from that or maximize his wins from that viral video.
Yeah.
I wasn't either, right?
Yeah,
because
what's crazy?
I could have been like a crazy
You could have just
content
made
creator.
your own and fucking just here. I got this from here. Boo 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 boo.
Exactly.
Yeah, type shit.
So I don't think it's right now. Quality is always better, right?
100%.
Always. But the number one thing is if you're not pushing quantity at this time and day and of age of social media, then you're not doing it right. I feel like that's what helps you guys really that leverages your podcast is because you guys are very consistent with it. You guys have a lot of episodes where some people take months to drop an episode, you know, where you guys are having a consistent rate of people coming into your show and giving you content. You provide the people with content. So people are starting to pick up on what it is that they actually started to pay attention to. It's the same thing with my event. You know, I could have started with this event and the thing was I wanted people to pick up on this event. Let it simmer in their mind for the next time that we throw another event, you'll feel more inclined to go to the next one, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all a funnel. It's like it's a sales funnel. You got the people that are mildly interested, super interested, extremely interested, whatever it is, you know? Like there's gonna be people that resonate with you. The thing is, people think followers equals money when really you could have 1,000 or like 100 million followers. That's just a crazy ass number, right? But all it takes is 10 really loyal people for you to kickstart your business or take your business to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
It takes that specific following for you guys to kickstart your thing to another level. Because the thing is, I could say this with myself too, with my business, right? I could say, hey, look, I could start a course where I'm gonna start teaching people how to do social media, how to do videos, how to do photos and whatnot. I could ask for $100, or I could ask for $5,000 and maybe only have 3 people. I could have $1,000 or like $2,100 clients, right? That's only what, like 2 bands, whatever, or whatever.
20 minutes.
20 bands, yeah.
20 bands or stuff shit like that. You know, like
but then it's quantity or quality over quantity, right?
Exactly.
So you rather have, well, not rather, but there are customers that you can pay $5,000 one time, or you have to find 50 customers that will pay that, or
Right.
5. You know,
it's so crazy because like it kind of like turned on itself during that kind of example that I used where quantity, there's some situations where quantity matters more than quality, right? But at the end of the day, it's like if you could do quantity, you're doing both, you know, that's where you can find yourself leveling up your business. But in the beginning, bro, I suggest with anybody, learn marketing because you do not know where it could take you. You don't know how easy it is, especially with these apps that people have nowadays. You could use Canva, you could use CapCut, where they have all the templates that you could use, and it's so easy, so accessible for people.
Yeah, and it's
So
free.
It's
half that shit's
it's
free too.
free.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to pay like $10, $15 for a subscription per month is so much better than paying for Adobe, because for Adobe you'd be paying like $60 a month, and that's expensive. Not a lot of people have $60, but a lot of people have $10.
Yeah.
You know, so when it comes to creatives, especially if they're starving creatives, like use Canva, use CapCut, use those apps that were meant for you to use to be easier, because some people take pride in their work. I do too. So I want to edit my videos on Premiere so it could look more professional. But sometimes that doesn't cut it. If I'm going to take 2 weeks to edit a video on Premiere, then it's not worth it. If I'm trying to push out content that's more consistent, because I could chop up like 20 videos on CapCut in a couple hours. You know, that's just how easy it is, because how accessible it is, how it's got so much templates that we could use that people aren't taking advantage of. Yeah. So use CapCut, use Canva. Just know that everything that you need is on the internet. Everything that you need. Yep. Like there's not a single thing that you need that will not be found on the internet. Use every resource. Go dive deep into the Google. Go on the 15th zero on Google. You know, go on the 15th O of Google. You'll find what it is that you're looking for. You'll find it. Yeah. If not, then that's your sign to create it.
Market, marketing, use social media, update, post. Once again, if you're in a creative space, I get that, man. You gotta be annoying, and that doesn't matter because you're trying to put out things that.
Sometimes sometimes people won't even see every single post you post. Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Take advantage.
Yeah. If you're out there, just make sure you're willing to learn, because everything's out there to learn. I know. Hey, I'm definitely that type of person that you can look at. And I picked up all my skills in the last year.
From the internet.
Just from the internet. Like if I had a question, someone out there had the same question and someone out there answered it.
Had the same answer.
Right? You know?
Shout out YouTube.
Yeah, shout out YouTube University.
Yeah, exactly.
YTU.
No college, just YouTube.
Yeah. Go to college if you can. But
go to college
if you can. Yeah, if you can afford it and you can go, man.
If you're going down there,
go for it.
Go.
Yeah.
But
don't drop out.
Don't drop out like I did.
Yeah.
Or me. I mean, I
haven't even started, bro.
I didn't start college, but
I dropped out of high school, so I
didn't drop out of high school, but yeah.
I didn't have a chance to drop out of college.
He didn't.
Well, with that one, we're going to drop out of this.
We're going to drop out of this episode. Episode 104 Off the Menu podcast. Shout out to Denzyl for being here,
Denzyl.
sharing a story with us. Of course. Make sure you guys follow everything in the description below. Peace out, y'all.
Play excellent. Play beautiful. Play proper.